Welcomes and greetings, clobberers and clobberettes. Welcome to CLOBBY'S Clubhouse. Something or other number. Oh,
hello.
See, we got to work on our timing, I guess.
Sorry, I'm off.
I don't know what happened. Sorry,
That
everybody.
was premature. That was premature.
Premature
elation.
Hello, everyone. Good to see you here tonight, though. I welcome all of you here now. I'm sorry, I was having a bit of a run the wrong damn. Oh, all right, never mind. I'm back. I thought I was gone for a second. Hello, everyone. What a night. Or we'll see what a night it is. Our first officer's in a good mood.
I am.
Damn it. I wanted to be in a bad mood tonight. She's ruined it. How do you like that? Now I'm in the worst mood.
I am.
Come on, where's ER when you need him? Nobody likes me. I don't have any friends.
That's me. I am ER.
You see my tail anywhere?
Welcome. Wow. I'm not. You know what? Just for that, I'm not going to introduce either one of them. How you like that? Nah.
How about them apples?
Welcome, my wonderful first officer, Commander R.M. Briggs. Hey, hey.
Good evening, Captain. I love you with all my heart. It is so good to see you, to hear your voice, and to just hang out with you and our marvelous friends. And of course, I have to say hello to Mark. Mark is just such a great friend.
Mark who?
Our chief engineer.
Well, I was going to introduce him, but you can do it.
He's marvelous. So I'm going to say hello to you, Captain, and tell you that I love you. And I'm going to say hello to Mark. And then I'm going to give the floor back to the boss.
Well, now I can't introduce Mark.
Yes, you
can. Show overnight, everyone. I'm just so tired of everybody. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, if we do stay on long enough, it will be my birthday. So.
Oh my God, right. We might. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Right. Maybe I'll sing the special birthday song.
Oh yeah, well, I'm looking forward to the special birthday
song. At midnight. No, I'm not on this. I'll never do it on the air. I'm just kidding, everyone. I'm not really in a bad mood. I'm just in a weird mood. I don't know what it is. I was in a perfectly fine mood, and then the show started. I'm like, what's going on here? Is this all that I am? Is there nothing more? This simple feeling. Well, show notes first and foremost. Gotta find them first. Huh? All right, everybody. First of all, show notes quickly. The Saturday night Star Trek this week are extinguished or distinguished.
I am definitely extinguished.
She's definitely not extinguished. She's extinguished just this week. We'll re-extinguish her next week. But she is our first officer is going on a very special away mission. Very hush hush and secret, don't you know? And for king and country. And then we are going to still have Saturday Night Star Trek, though. We just won't have to be reviewing any episodes of TNG. So we will just do other stuff like talk about Star Trek. How about that? Well,
it's going to be amazing.
We'll talk a little bit about the 40th anniversary of the Wrath of Khan, but we'll also have some open track talk. It'll be Trekkie and talky. How about that?
Dun 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 dun.
There you go.
What she said. And then let's see. Continuing the show note of June 30th, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Iconicon 2, which is going to be great. It's going to be running from the 29th through that, whatever the Sunday is following that. So a long bunch of days with a bunch of amazing panels. I'm going to be putting that info up soon you can get all the info on that. A lot of great stuff, including one I'm going to be hosting just as I did last year. I was proud to do that then. I am proud to be doing that this year. It is about toy comics. That is, of course, comics based upon toys and not the other way around. And
it's gonna be fun.
I can't guarantee that, but I do know I will be joined by some stellar gentlemen, the great Michael French of Retro Blasting, of course, a great friend, and they are in their 10th anniversary this year for their wonderful channel. Matt Swafford of Endless Bullets podcast will be joining us, as well as Chasing 80s Toys own Jeff Barker. So looking forward to all of that. And now I think we should say some hellos to all of our great pals that have joined us this evening. What do you think?
Good idea.
Let's see here. I have so many good ideas. Not really. I don't have any. Actually. Look who's first. The wrencher of bronze. So he deserves to be honored as such. The great bronze wrencher himself, Eric K. What's up, buddy?
Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Hey, Eric.
Yes, indeed. Always great to see you, old buddy. No, the chat keeps jumping out of hand, everyone. I have to pull the chat back. Another great wrencher, our great friend, Chris Persia.
Hello, baby.
Hey, buddy.
Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Always great to have you here. Fancy Outsider is here as well. What's up, Phantom? Phantom Outsider. The great J-Man. I had a lot of fun, watching you guys tonight. Did you guys do? I love that. I envy you that show you get to do, guys, that you do. Where you just talk about that comic segment, and I really enjoy it. Except, of course, the era you're talking about makes me laugh at you a little bit. Kidding. Kidding.
We love J-Man. His real name is Jason. He's an author. Please follow him on YouTube and then follow all of his links to Amazon. Yes. And then buy his wonderful books and stories. And then when you're done, leave a 5-star review because Jason deserves a 5-star review. I love that person. He also has a very cute wife who's also an award-winning author. So check her out. Just don't check her out to the point where J-Man might, clothesline you.
He's also got a great pal, Sean, that does the show with him. And again, it was really cool tonight, dude. Really enjoyed it, as always. And hope Sean is out there doing well. You guys do it. The Thursday night show they do is really good. Well, all their shows are really great. Please go support their channel, subscribe, and check them out. Yep. We have the great, wonderful Apollo Meets Minion here, and
the pepperoni. It's the truck dog. It's the official dog of Saturday Night Star Trek.
You go follow Simi. You think she might get a little hand-to-hand with all that pepperoni stuff? I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. I think Apollo enjoys it. I hope. I wouldn't want her to not enjoy that.
It's an extended introduction. It's required.
Of course. And I love it. Wagner, what's up?
Hello. Wagner.
Kal-El, buddy. Well,
the real soap.
I love what you do with the names. Just Joe 47 Jobber Buddy. What's up, bro? Andy Masterson. What's up, man?
The Maker.
I call him Andy Masterson, but we could call him the Maker. Thank the Maker.
Andy the Maker Masterson.
Zacharat, what's up?
Hey,
hello. Let's see here.
What are you making for dinner? Tell me what you're making for dinner.
Yeah, what'd you make, Eric?
Who?
Oh, just Eric's cooking again, and I love it when he's cooking. I want to know what he made.
He'll let us know. Tell us for sure. Ezra Goldstein. Hey,
Ezra.
Michael Beacom. Michael Beacom.
And his cutie patootie wife or girlfriend. Not sure which one it is, but 2 cute Beacoms are on the other end. And we love you guys.
Why can't one have both?
That's right.
Let's see here. Okay, make sure. Wendy Webb. Oh my goodness. Hello, lovely Wendy Webb. It's great to see you.
Hello, Trauma Warrior.
Hey. JD Lewis, what's up, brother? Cam's here. Look at the Cam.
Yeah.
Cam crash courses. Larry.
The man who is so kind and is such a sweet and just terrific gentleman that you have to say his name twice. Perhaps thrice, but twice in writing at least. Larry!
I say it twice. I say it 4 times. The Comic Relief Crusader.
Hello.
What's up, dude? Hungry for a tripwire to grow up. Hungry boy, what is up, my brother? We'll see. We'll have some tripwire. I'm hungry boy. I got something. And we're going to kind of start. Anti-derivative Jill, our wonderful, beautiful Jill is here. Hey there. Once we get through doing these.
Comment.
Wife, 36 years. There you go.
Look at this. She is both my spouse and my girlfriend. She's still my girlfriend too. Michael Beacom, you're a cutie patootie. I love knowing you. And please say hello to Mrs. Beacom for us and blow her a kiss. Mwah!
That's very wise advice. Yeah.
It is.
Your wife is a girlfriend, right?
You are a smooth talker. The hungry boy, I need to, again, we'll start out on tonight's sad note. artist Tim Sale from DC Comics has passed away.
Oh,
Known for the Long Halloween. I don't know if you got whoever was into his art or not. A lot of my friends liked it. He was an acquired taste for some people. We'll take a look at his art.
did
I
they mentioned
him.
he went to the hospital
Yeah.
last month or something? Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't know if you knew him, Hungry Boy. I know he came along many years after, you were around probably.
Do
Some
we have
people didn't like him.
some examples of his
I'll,
work, boss?
I'm gonna pull some up right now.
Thank
But
you.
it's again, he was. I like this Batman. I like this Long Halloween, and I kind of like the Superman for All Seasons. It was definitely a different kind of style. Some people didn't like it that much.
You kind of got used to it.
I liked him. I mean, I thought he did some good stuff.
It worked for the stories, yeah.
So I wonder if I don't know if Hungry Boy says anything about it. Let's see. Yeah. Oh man, he was a great guy. Didn't like his art, but damn it, he was a great guy. I'm sick of losing. I'm sorry about that. I hated. Look, we say it here because I cover comic book art here. You know that. I mean, I hate to be the one. We talk about it when pros like that go. I actually like this art. I thought it was a different style. I like. Hang on, I'm going to pull some of them here. Yes. I like Long Halloween. I like Superman for All Seasons. I like this Hulk gray and this. Some of those. This, but here we'll find some. So he was young. He was like.
Oh my, he's quite
young. Was it cancer? Was it
60 something? I think.
Oh, that is not good.
Let's see. He was most known for his Batman Long Halloween comics. Let's see.
Oh, Keely Chow just walked in. Hey, man, how's it going?
Keely Chow, Roll Tide.
Hey, Keely.
Let me see.
And Larry's saying Gray Hulk.
Oh yeah, I liked Hulk Gray. It was pretty good.
Take me to school, guys. Please feel free if you're new around here and you're a comic book expert. I have been learning about comic books because I'm a simple nerd. I'm not a geek. I have been learning from a comic book artist himself, a comic book author, Hungry Boy, and the other experts who Clobby assembles here and Mark assembles here, and they teach me stuff. So if you know anything about his art, if you know anything, something special about what he did, go ahead and throw that up in the chat because we can talk about it. I love learning about this stuff, even if it's obscure, guys.
Steve Mitchum's everybody. Yes, I'm afraid so. Tim Sale passed away.
Hi, Steve. How are you, sweetheart?
I think he was like 63 or something.
Very young.
I like this art. I mean, it's a definitely different style. It's very, I don't know, kind of very. I think his influence is kind of an Alex Toth, or maybe like mixing with Dave Mazzucchelli, who was doing a lot of Alex Toth stuff. Or look, I think I don't know. I would be interested in knowing who Hungry Boy thinks he's more influenced by. But I know Hungry Boy said he doesn't really care for his art, but said he was a great guy. Here's some of. I mean, he does. It's some look his stuff on Long Halloween. I mean, I liked it, but it was some weird stuff. That was actually a good comic, though. See,
Michael said that he was 66, boss.
66, okay.
Yeah.
Way too young. Yep.
But a respected artist in the field. And
once you kind of start reading a book, like even sometimes if it's not my favorite art, you kind of get used to it for the book that you're reading. It kind of ends up working with the story, if that makes any sense. So it's not like a favorite either, where I'd say, oh, if I had to pick an artist, but you kind of get into what the artist is conveying, and then it ends up sometimes working, sometimes not. But it's he's definitely an original guy. Yep.
I can see what you're saying there, Hungry Boy. Like I said, he agrees with me about Toth, and he says Dave Sim. Dave Sim, I can see that too. But Mazzucchelli was so heavily influenced by Toth. It all goes back to Toth. I mean, was it a lot of these later guys ripping off Alex Toth? And I didn't really think about Dave Sim that much, but yeah, Dave Sim, I can see it too. He has a definite kind of a Dave Sim look to his work, and you're the real artist. I only know what I can look at. You're the actual artist here.
And what an artist he is. His work is extraordinary. I'm so glad that he's joined Twitter so I can see his work. And of course, he materializes here under a cloak of complete anonymity, which we totally understand given the circumstance. And I would like to turn everyone's attention to Chris Persia's comment. He's following up on Michael Beacom and giving us more information. Chris is saying that he just turned 66 last month. So that is very young, and that is very sad. And I want to say thank you to Michael Beacom and Chris Persia for offering those production notes.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you on that. I liked Superman for All Seasons, and I like this Daredevil Yellow. I don't know. It's just an interesting style. I mean, it was. I like it though. I thought it was pretty good. I mean,
Oliver Belamonte is here, boss.
Oliver, good to see you. Then Hungry Boy, would you say that would you agree with me that something to do his faces? I always thought his faces had a kind of a Simonson look to the faces. I think there's some Simonson in there you might be able to find in his work. You know, all these guys, when they come up, you know, as fans of certain artists, they can't help but be influenced. That's what a lot of comic book artists are influenced by their favorites. And sometimes, you know, at least he's not, you know, but I can see a little there. I think his most well-known work will always be Batman Long Halloween, which I thought was a pretty good.
They just adapted that. What was it, last year to a movie or two-parter? Was that animated?
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, they animated it. And they made it look similar to his style. The second part was such a piece of garbage. But
yes,
Batman
Larry, the closer we all get to 66, the more young it becomes.
Yep. Good point. Yep.
I always feel like I feel bad that I'm upsetting Hungry Boy every time. You know, I'm sorry. I mean, he's someone else in the industry. I hear you, buddy. Sorry, Hungry Boy. I hate to be the one to break that to you.
Yeah.
Here he goes.
Never good.
Simonson and Sale both used hardline minimalism, so they appear similar, but as respect to the man, they were different. Okay. Pop culture curator, good to see you. Thank you.
Welcome. PCC.
Yeah. So he was and again, well respected in the field, as I've always understood, you know, and yeah, so just a damn shame.
Yeah, Hungry Boy says, boss, you're not upsetting me. The Reaper is upsetting me. And so what he's talking about is just these
I hear you, man.
Accumulative losses. And it just seems like when the whole fandom of comics and everyone involved professionally in creating them and those of us who consume them, it seems like when we recover from one death blow, another death blow comes. And so I agree with Hungry Boy. It's all the titans are falling, and it doesn't feel good.
Yeah, I mean, it just, I don't know who the next one will be, but it's not. We're at that point. You hate to say it, but almost all the ones that I'm a fan of, that I love, that I've worked, they're almost. I mean, they've got to be about 98 or maybe 95% gone.
Wow.
And I mean, I'm ballparking at that figure, mind you, but yeah. Eric K with the $5 super chat. Thank you for that, buddy. I appreciate it. He says, Bobby's favorite artist was Jack Kirby Rock from the Bedrock days. I'll take it. I will take it. That works for me, buddy. Oh man, got angry tears now. We need anti-Thanos. I hear you, but I'm sorry about that, man. But yeah. I thought we would get that, that out of the way first. I guess maybe we can have some fun yelling at Tripwire after this, and we can get on to the rest of the show. If they have anything for us this week, so maybe I'll get really pissed off at Tripwire, and it'll put me in my usual mood. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like I say, I've liked Sale's work. He's not one of my favorites or anything, but I've liked him okay. He seems to do specialized stuff. Tripwire's hiding from it today.
they blocked you.
They knew the boss was coming. They cleared the bridge.
Where are you, Tripwire?
Wherefore art thou?
Come on, man. I don't know.
God, I love that Louisiana accent when you say that. That Louisiana accent is I just absolutely love it. Come on now.
I don't have an accent. Come on now. That's not an accent. No. I mean, well, if I talk like they do down the Bayou shop, it'd be something totally different than there down in the Place and the Cajun people down there. I mean, let me tell you something. They sure talk like Justin Wilson, all of them. Oh my God, I hate myself for doing that. All right. I'm going to try to see what Tripwire has for us this week.
While you're looking for that, I'm going to read out Michael Beacome's comment because I really love this because, you know, it's very social science-y as we talk about, you know, the turning over of the next generation and how every epoch feels this turn of the page, the change in chapter. And Michael Beacom says it here at Clobberin Times, at Raquel Briggs, and certainly also at MARC. He says, as all my entertainment heroes fall, I think back to my mother and father and their entertainment favorites that they had to say goodbye to every generation. Yeah, it's quite sad as each chapter in this book comes to a close. And yeah, it's our turn and it doesn't feel good. Thank you for that wonderful comment, Michael.
Thank you. Absolutely. This is taking a second to come up here, but we have number 32. For those who are not, well, I guess maybe by the time I get through explaining, you know, recapping what we do here. And don't worry, we have all kind of fun stuff to talk about tonight, everybody.
Yeah. And the Orville is printing.
Oh, yeah. He's printing the Orville.
Show that later. Yep.
We have a fun show planned. Stay tuned.
What the hell were you whispering? I couldn't hear that at all. You were whispering.
It was a secret. It was a secret. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're not supposed to hear what you said. Okay. Well, this one. Let's see here. Tripwire. Oh man. Oh, your site's worse than my computer. We're at number 32. So tonight, Hungry Boy and friends, when this thing actually goes, because I know I'm trying to get back onto it. Now, there's only one entry. Sometimes they have multiple entries. Tonight, there's only one. Tonight is another one similar to last week. At 33 was Hal Foster. Now, I would have that placement wouldn't bother me so much is that I'm supposed to believe that 32 artists in the field of comics history are better than Hal Foster. I mean, like, okay. Second guy similar to that. It's not that it's bad where he's placed, but this next one at 32, I'm going, again, we're with another strip artist. I'm going, are there really 31 people, you know, just possible? But a lot of them were already on this list already.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, a lot of the ones already on the list, I would put maybe ahead of this gentleman. Now that this is the crazy part of this list to me. I'm like, every week it's now I want to say, wow, so who's ahead of him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right.
So let me pull up my number 32 for you all. Boy, this thing's slow as shit.
You better get an engineer to upgrade that machine or change something or fix something, right? Yeah.
He was a strip artist. You must have cheated and looked. He cheated and looked. Hungry Boy. So I guess the announcement will mean that it's Milton Caniff, and he's still very well respected. And again, it's fine. I'm glad he's high up there, but I'm not sure I would put him on my list that high. But the thing is, Hungry Boy said, let's see. I know he was a strip artist. Like I said, yeah, but this list combines both comic strips and comic books. Whether you think it should or not, it does.
Mm-hmm. And also, didn't you point out, if my memory serves me correctly, and often it does not, but isn't this also how you introduced me to people who are artists that have just done some comic book artwork for covers and then wound up being, like really, really wonderful and prolific artists. So there have been a couple of people on this list that would not even be considered comic book people. They would just be people who had contributed really well-known or well-wrought or well-executed covers, legendary covers, and they're artists and just beautifully talented artists. So this tripwire, although everyone jokes, all the experts joke that they're just drawing names out of a hat. At the same time, Club even bringing this to the clubhouse has been super interesting, because it's been a way for him to teach all of us, and Hungry Boy and all of the other experts here, just about fine arts in this category in general. So, I mean, at least something good comes out of it, right? Even though they crap the bed on the order, right?
Oh, have fun with it. Have fun. But again, you have to. The reason why I have no problem with them putting strip artists on here is comics. That's how they started. And even though comic books became a very big thing, for the longest time, like I said, the comic strips artists, they were the elites when it came to comics art, and the comic book artists got treated like crap. But they were comic strip artists. Again, their work appeared to in every newspaper, or not every newspaper, but then whatever it was syndicated to. Although comics, were all over the place too. Comics were bought by, you had to go as a kid or whatever and go buy as an individual your comic books. The comic strips, everybody looked at them in the paper and stuff like that. And, throughout the 30s and 40s and 50s and 60s, even into the 70s and 80s. So comic strip artists very much belong there, I believe. I complain so much about Stripwire. Some Aussies pals trolled me on this crap. Really? What happened, dude? What did they say? Hungry? Let's see. Mark, you're asking too much of Clobby. I'm still trying to get him to upgrade from pneumatics to vacuum tubes. Good luck.
Loved that comment.
Stone knives and bearskins.
Stone knives and bearskins.
Raquel Hungry Boy is very knowledgeable in fine art. Not just
I know this.
Art, absolutely.
I know this, Steve, when you were not feeling well, when you were quite ill for an extended period of time, we spent many a late night discussing fine art and the comic, the guy from BC. Why is his name escaping me right now? He has a fine arts degree. Yeah, BC. What's his name? Pleasant Valley Picker.
Oh.
Pleasant Valley Picker has a degree in fine arts, and we've been discussing arts and artistry and artists, and we've had a really, really great time. But yes, I very much enjoy Hungry Boy's company for that very reason. He's quite educated, and he doesn't lord his knowledge over anyone. He really comes here so humbly to teach us all about comics, and then to engage in some cerebral banter over what constitutes art, and it is delightful.
Milton Caniff, of course, was famous for his biggest claim to fame was Terry and the Pirates and Steve Canyon. And the thing is, Steve Canyon ran in newspapers forever. I mean, it was huge. I mean, easily into the 70s, into the 80s, the strip ran for a long time.
So, I mean, newspapers were that's where it was at, right? I mean, there were, New York City had probably like 8 or 10 newspapers at one point. I mean, so I mean, it was kind of like the YouTube of the day, for a crude analogy. But that's where you got all your information. And some papers had morning edition and a late edition. I mean that
yes,
everyone read the newspaper. And growing up, I read the newspaper. I wouldn't say cover to cover, but I read the whole first section. I love politics. I always read the editorials, and then the sports section. The real estate, all the other junk. Forget it. But you would flip through as a kid, even I would flip through the paper. But I always tell the story like we had a neighbor who was his kid was on the front page of the just a local small paper, but for like they had a model ship in the park, so he was on the front page. So I cut it out and put it in their mailbox, and I'm like, oh, Steve, you saw the article? Josh was on the front page. He's like, oh crap. He's like, I threw that out. I didn't even look at it. No, what someone left it in there. I'm like, don't you get the paper? Like, no, we don't get the paper anymore. So, a lot of people just stop with the newspaper, which is a shame too, because you miss some of that local flavor. I mean, you look at old newspapers, they would have, so-and-so got brownies or selling, cookies this weekend. You look at like an old paper on the microfiche, and the details
Mhm.
It was kind of like a Facebook of the day. It was interesting, all the little details, and of
It
course,
absolutely was. I mean, when they were trying to increase sales, once sales started dropping off, they turned the funnies into a section unto itself, and sometimes it was even stapled as an insert. And then the real estate people got on board, and then of course you'd have this entire insert that was another paper unto itself inserted into the newspaper, and then of course you'd have all of the flyers. And like Larry
yep,
says, the Sunday paper was a bleep to deliver. And
yeah,
yeah, for those of us who had to have a paper route, yeah, it was something else, wasn't it?
yeah. And
You
the
could
Sunday,
put the
you got your color
you could put the
cartoon.
thing on your head, Mark. The handle that went on your shoulder. You put that on your head, and it helped a little. You just didn't want
Right?
to look like one of those little old ladies or one of those little old men where their nose enters the room before the rest of their body. So you made sure to put it on your shoulder
What
sometimes.
I had a friend who delivered papers to Don Imus, and Imus would never pay him, and he had these two huge Dobermans that would like chase him away. So it was like a running joke with him through the years is like, say like, I want my $2. The kid from the newspaper boy from the Cusack movie, Better Off Dead. It's like, I want my $2. So God rest Imus passed away. I'm like, Dave, did you ever get paid? No, never got paid for that. Like his dad would have to go over to get paid, because then if you didn't pay, it would come out of your, you had to pay for the paper as you got charged as a paper
I
boy.
hated collecting.
Yeah,
Collecting sucked so bad. There was nothing there are a few things in this world worse than the job of collecting.
yeah. And he
Yeah,
like
especially when
sometimes they
people
said
paid you from their penny
the
jar.
penny, yeah, and he said,
Oh,
or people like some of these people are like massively rich people, like they pay, like they wouldn't even round up. He said sometimes,
no.
like they give $2.31, they give it to you.
Do you remember like at Christmas they would give you a tip and it would be like 50 cents? It's like, oh, don't hurt yourself.
Yeah.
Don't lighten your load with a whole 2 quarters. I can ride the bus twice.
Yeah,
Thanks.
I delivered the paper for a little while, and then I stopped. And I started cutting lawns. But yeah,
Oh, lawn
I want
cutting
my
is a smart
$2.
way to go, isn't
Yeah,
it?
that was good. That was good money. Yep.
Boss man, everyone in the chat is letting me know that the poll
I know I'm
was
trying to fix it. This goddamn YouTube pisses me off. Sorry.
okay, honey. Don't worry about it. I
I'm
just
so
thought you
mad. I'm
should know.
fixing it, folks.
It's okay.
It never lets you. Oh, it just popped. I
Like
don't know what I did. I'm
you can't
trying not
edit
to
it,
hit.
right?
No, well, you can't edit it and you can't delete it.
Yeah.
So you got to get it right the first time. And something happened and it populated before I was done with it. Sorry, didn't mean to yell, but I'm so.
Serenity now. Serenity now.
Anyway, screw you, Tripwire. You're up the hook. So give me a second to do this, you guys. Take
Yeah,
it on.
we'll chat. You figure it out. Yep. So yeah, those YouTube polls. Yeah.
So if we're going to draw that tripwire to a close, if everyone would just like to send their rest in peace or their condolences to the gentleman's name is Tim Sale, right?
Tim Sale. Yep.
Yeah, just you can go ahead and do that now if you would like that to be your record that you sent your very best to his family and that you recognize this loss for his family and everyone who knew him and loved him. So and certainly I definitely encourage you, after you've been here and you leave those warm thoughts and wishes and condolences, if there is any presence out there in social media, I definitely encourage you to get your comments in there, the same as you would at a funeral home, signing a book and letting the family know how much you care. Because on the other end of that, the family really feels it. I can definitely tell you that just watching everything that happened with George Perez was pretty incredible. And just the generosity of his family, how his family opened they just opened their whole private life to us and welcomed us with open arms. in celebrating him, his courage, his love, just everything he contributed to, to pop culture and his body of work. And so it was really incredible. And there were times when his family would get on Twitter and get on social media and say, you know what? Thank you. You guys have helped us get through this time. We're hearing all these thoughts and prayers and love and warmth and kindness, and it's really affected us. So, yeah, I definitely encourage you to get out on the socials and find those socials where Tim Sale's family is. And don't be afraid to just say, he was great. Thank you. I'm sorry for your loss. It means a lot to those families.
Well said. Thank you so much. And the poll's up there now, folks. But yes, sorry about the yelling. Oh, it just aggravates me every time I'm trying to make a poll on this stupid thing. You barely hit one thing. Anyway. But screw you, Triple R. And again, condolences on Mr. Sale's passing for sure.
Yeah, very sad. Yeah.
What are you gonna do? But let's see if we could cheer everyone up a little bit by talking about something. Unless you got something to start with. Number one, we can. You want to talk?
No, I've watched the Orville episode, Morality Paradox, twice.
Well, we'll definitely give spoilers before we start talking about it. But I'm just saying, you want to go. So you want ready to start with that, or do you want to not do that right
Yes, now? Absolutely. Unless Mark, would you like to take the floor, Mark?
Well, I can show you what's printing while we talk about the Orville for a few seconds.
Dun, 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 dun.
Let's see. So let me share my screen here. Let me get back to let's see here. Let's share. So the front half printed really well. So let me share this.
How's the other thing coming? The commission for the CLOBBERIN.
Oh, that's almost done. Yep. I just have to paint it. Yep, I have to paint it. Yep.
Don't lie.
Hey everyone at home.
But he's not going to. He said he's not. We can't tell him when we're sending it though.
Look, man, I'll drive that down to your house. Don't mess with me.
I don't believe you.
Oh, you better believe me.
I reject.
Look at this.
So it's got print time is 6.5 hours so far.
Oh wow.
And it's got 4 hours and 20 minutes left to go. So that's the thing about 3D printing. You keep your fingers crossed, nothing goes wrong. Or filament
because it's such a long process, right? I need to interject, even though it's super rude. So I want to apologize. I love you. I hate to interrupt you while you're talking, but Dave just walked through the door, and so did our friend Scotty and Mazurus,
hey.
And Mr. Tickle Trunk.
Hey.
Oh, Mr. Tickle Trunk has a My Hero sticker.
Nice.
Thank you, Mr. Tickle Trunk. So yeah, so this is 3D printed. This is the front, the rear half of the Orville. So if I zoom out here, you can see the these are all your print settings. So it's the back half of the Orville, and this is really cool. It's Octopi, so it's an open source program that you can put on a little mini computer called a PI computer, which is like an El Cheapo Linux-based machine, but it gets the job done. So you attach that as an interface to your printer, so it makes your printer almost like you get a remote control for your printer. So it's a much nicer system. You can control it. It's really it's pretty amazing. As you can see the temperature of what you're printing, and then there's a time lapse too. So I could show the time lapse from the front half of the Orville. Let's see. It's kind of wonky in the beginning, but this is the front half printing.
Thank you, Mr. Tickle Trunk, for the $3 super sticker. You're too kind. Thank you.
Thanks, sweetheart.
Really appreciate you that.
Larry says that you should make sure that you plan all of your printing around your earthquake schedule.
Yeah, that's true. Yep. And Jill, yeah, Raspberry Pi. Yep, Raspberry Pi. Yep.
P, but yeah, you guys can say pi if you want.
We say
but
pi.
It is pronounced P.
I don't think you, think you get any earthquakes.
I don't want too many P's, so I don't like P's. So this is a time lapse that you can do, and it's kind of. I think I had my retraction rate that the camera was set to was off. That's why it's jumping. But then you'll see it'll smooth out in a second. But it's always fun to see see how this prints. So it just goes layer by layer. So think of it like it's squirting hot plastic.
Still in space dock, folks.
Yep,
yes.
So it's in space dock. So there we go. That's working good there to show you how it's built. So that's the replicator of the future. Yep.
Nice.
Larry, I love that. Rasp. berry, and then pie. 3.14.
Yeah. Yeah, you need to have pie day, right? Yeah, so as Jill
Yes.
says, yeah.
Yeah, well, she says, pronouncing it P takes the fun out of Pi Day, but the symbol is pronounced P, just so everyone knows.
Wow.
So, in university, every time you folks had Pi Day, I was like, it's P Day, so there should be beer, so everyone can, go in the washroom and every 5 seconds after drinking beer. It's actually P Day. It's not Pi Day,
Yep.
but anyway. Anyway.
So this is gonna be a Batmobile here. So I just printed this. I don't know if this is the one that failed. I can't remember. It's just kind of cool to watch how the printer goes everywhere, and then it's gradually building the
works well.
Yeah, it's a replicator. And actually, Lost in Space had
Cassandra Beacom. Hey, Cassandra.
Hello.
Hey, Cassandra Beacom. Hello. It is so nice to meet you.
Cassandra
We've heard so many lovely things about you. It's so great for you to join us. Thank you.
Cassandra asked, "Can you 3D print the Nautilus?" That would be interesting.
What a great request!
Yeah. Great idea.
I'm assuming you mean from
tough.
20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Yeah, but
yes,
obviously, yeah.
I assume. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, well, I'll go look. Yep, but you can definitely.
The one from the movie that was that actually looked good. The one from the movie was amazing.
Yeah,
didn't look like the book winner.
But the one from the book would be great. And look at how clever Larry is. After my comments about P Day having to do with imbibing too much beer, he turns around and says, "Chaloja Day." Love you, Larry. And Cassandra, I absolutely love the Nautilus. I think that is such a super cool idea. I love Nemo. Captain Nemo was a hero for me growing up as a kid. I thought I was over the moon for him.
Well, and by the way, when we start talking about the episode spoilery, there will be here's the way it works, everyone. There'll be a chyron going across the bottom of the screen. When that's on, we're talking spoilers territory, and so you can turn your sound off or whatever if you don't want to hear them. And when that's off, we're not spoilering, so you'll know.
Mm-hmm.
So,
shall we
roll?
Should we? I think we should maybe put up a visual of the Orville so that everyone will know that that's what we're talking about, and they could just glance at their screen really quickly.
Yeah. So
if you haven't, that's perfect, boss. Thank you. So, guys, we're going to be talking Ace Cast Iron.
Ace
is here.
Bro.
Hey, Ace.
Yay!
Good to see you, buddy.
So we're going to talk about the Orville. We want to do it because everyone else has already talked about it up at this point, so we don't want to wait too many days. But we realize that folks haven't seen the episode yet. So if you haven't seen it, if you're still waiting to watch it, please know that little ticker rolling along the bottom will indicate when we are discussing it, and you might hear things that might spoil the episode for you. And then we will take it down once we stop talking about the Orville. Now, I know my friends down under, my friends down under have not watched yet, and so I'm so sorry, but you have to put us on mute for just a couple of seconds.
No, they don't get it until a little bit later. JT Kirk, what's up, buddy?
JT Kirk, hey baby.
All right, JT. So yeah, the warning is up, and we don't really go that long on it, as far as the spoilering and stuff, everyone. So are we still there?
Oh yes. Yeah, we're here. Yep. I just don't want to talk over
some crazy. No, I'm just somebody's mic sounded funny. I thought we'd lost somebody.
No, I'm here.
Okay,
we're still here. Yep. Hopefully, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Hopefully the Kylons didn't get us. Yep.
Oops, I put the episode number wrong. Let me fix it real quick. So don't say anything yet. Let me edit it really quickly. It's episode 3, actually. Oopsie doopsie. All right.
Oopsie doopsie, oopsie doopsie, oopsie doopsie. Oopsie doopsie, oopsie doopsie, oopsie doopsie. Sorry.
Episode 3, everyone. Mortality Paradox.
I loved it. I thought it was a big improvement from last week, but
now
I know
everyone,
which order we're going in.
my friends down under, look, first I want to say sorry to you. I know what it's like. I'm in Canada, and for some reason, Disney Minus is
Good night,
broadcasting it late here as well. So I feel for you. I'm sorry, but you have to mute us right now.
Yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, good night, Steve. Steve does not watch The Over. He says he has no way to watch it, so he's checking out. Sorry about that, buddy. We hate for you to check
come
out.
Back come back in a few minutes.
We're gonna be back on if you know. I don't know. It might be late for him there, but anyway. So interesting episode. Just what did go number one? We'll start with you. What you think?
Oh, I don't think that's a good idea. I think we should start with Mark, boss. I'm sorry. I don't.
You did start, so go ahead, Mark. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No. I loved it. I thought it was a big improvement over last week. Not that I didn't like the episode last week. I thought there were just some plot holes and things that were just too obvious that some writing could have fixed. But I just love the way this was a tie-on to that first. It was at the end of the first season where
Mad Adultery.
When she there's a basically like a Brigadoon planet that appears every 70 years or multiphasic planet, right. And then their aging or their time and relative
every 11 days them. It becomes it pops back into their universe every 11 days and 700 years or something crazy goes
something past. So I think they end with the space program at the end of that episode, don't they? Or
at the end, they're more advanced than the Orville people.
Yeah. So they start there in like the Bronze Age, and then Kelly does something, so they're worshiping her as a god and a goddess. And but I just love that they went back and brought that back. So my pun was it's their take on the Metrons, if you get my joke, because the character one of the characters comes back at the end of the episode. It looks like Tron, so I'm like, it's the Metrons.
Yes.
But
wow, that's a stretch, but I wouldn't put it past
as a joke, right? So but what was interesting about the episode, it kind of had a little Friday the 13th feeling in terms of that the not so much a horror, but just the dreamscape, and the characters seem to know that obviously we're talking to people who've seen the episode, that when they get transport, they go to a planet and they see a school on a planet, a typical American school, and they walk in and they can't understand, and the kids are talking to them like, I've got to get to class, don't bug me now.
Don't watch the chat, Hungry Boy, by the way. I can't hear me, but yes, everyone. Hungry Boy said he won't be watching the chat. That's a good idea. Anyone else that don't want to be spoiled, don't look at the chat either, especially right now.
Sorry about that, Hungry Boy. Yeah.
No, not you. It's somebody
the chat.
In the chat.
Yeah.
They didn't mean it. Good.
And it kind of evokes a little bit of Spectre of the Gun, because that they're illusions. They know something's going on, and then there's a big bad that attacks. Gordon knows the big bad Money, right? A guy Money, and it turns out what was the guy's name? And it turns out to be like Randall, right? And you figure they're going to turn around and the reveal is going to be like a big huge kid, and it's like some kind of monster that looks kind of like a cross between a Rancor and a troll from Harry Potter, and it's like this big massive creature. And I just love the fantasy aspects of it, but the whole time you're thinking like, what's going on? And the reason for all these illusions ended up making sense because it's tied in to those to the alien race. I can't remember their name, and they didn't do the obvious thing like that race was now going to help fight against the Kalons or help the Orville. They were just studying them and experimenting, and it also tied in a little bit to the episode with the empath too, I think, in some ways too, in terms of, but of course not that brutal. But so it's borrowing, but it's making its own thing, and the acting's always excellent. And but the twists, I love the twists when you're like, there are little clues. You're like, oh, I think they're still in the dream world, or I think this is still happening. So I love that it kept you guessing. At the very end, it's got the, it's a standard, hey, we're still in the dream world. But at one point you think,
but it's not a dream world, right? It's a holographic.
Holographic, yeah. holographic world, but the characters are experiencing it and they're feeling pain and they're feeling, but you don't know what's exactly, something is up and you can't figure it out. So the big reveal I thought was excellent, and they didn't use it to solve all their problems either, which was fascinating. So I really enjoyed the episode. I thought it was really, really well done.
Number one, anything? Or what?
Okay.
She hated the worst episode ever.
It is actually. I think it might be the worst episode that the Orville's ever done.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
And that was terrible. First, I just want to say that I was wrong. There was a time when we were talking about how we were going to grade these, and Clobby was like, "Let's do like 1 out of 10." And I was like, "Oh, but I'm a teacher. I'm so used to giving grades." And because he's so gracious, he's like, "Okay, we'll just give grades. It's all right, sweetheart. Let's do that." Because he's a gentleman and a wonderful host. I was wrong. I had to give this one a 1 out of 10 rating because it made me feel more comfortable. So I was wrong and Clobby was right. I do think that the 1 to 10 scale is fitting here. So I just wanted to start off by saying that. Okay. Do you want to hear my notes?
Yes, go for it.
Okay. Morality Paradox has a beautiful use of CGI. This is beautifully executed and just the right amount of CGI. The opening scene doesn't fit the ending. Okay, so we have the alien has so much intimate knowledge of Tala. She calls her dad an alcoholic and brings chocolates from her home planet. So she even has chocolates from Celea. So I think the author of this particular episode overplayed his hand there. And I do like stuff that he writes. I think he has, it's either a Punjabi name or a Hindi name. I'm not sure, but he has a very long last name, and it's like 7 or 8 syllables. I do like his writing. I just thought that he overplayed his hand there. So I'm just going to walk you through my notes. So there are 8. So we have what's presented to them in holographic form is this 8.5 billion to attract them. Then we have nature and virgin forests. Then we have this Oakwood High School. And this is supposed to be Gordon's nightmare manifested. And of course, this is about him being bullied. But it's a 21st century school. So where does he get that idea? Then, and then, of course, we cut to the opening, the intro sequence. Once again, we see a gorgeous presentation of these beautiful ships, of the fleet, it's just gorgeous. And the score is amazing. And I didn't like that when we go back to the story, we're using the word hallucination instead of holographic imagery. And then, of course, saying, but we can be hurt. So this falls apart later. And then we have this scene with Mean Girls that I thought was a little too pop culture insert. I thought that was strange. When my offspring was little, my offspring watched that movie over and over and over again. So just seeing the Mean Girls scene was sort of strange for me. I thought that it wasn't a good authorial choice to make the kids ignore Bortus's and Tella's and Randall's appearance, but make them so keen to all of the 21st century nuances and appearances otherwise. So I thought that was strange. Why didn't anyone say what Randall was if these are personal manifestations? So what kind of creature is Randall? They just keep calling it a creature, and that wouldn't happen. The person would say, no, that's a Snackalacka from the planet Blacka. And that doesn't happen here. So that also takes you out of the story. Whose manifestation is the 21st century plane? Now, we learned that it's Ed's, but we're thinking that it's Gordon because he's a pilot, but his eyes have already turned white. Now, I think it's very important that we talk about this idea of the eyes turning white, because it doesn't really fit in the story, because of course it should signal that an impression has been made with the aliens, and yet their eyes turn white again later. So it destroys the significance of the eyes turning white. Then we learn, of course, that it was Ed. It was Ed's manifestation. His eyes go white. Why is a 21st century plane crash Ed's deepest manifestation, his deepest fear? I think it's dumb. I think it's weird. I loved the nod to the red shirt shuttle scene, when Claire has to go down and she takes her team down, and there are red shirts there. So that was a nod to Trekkies, to 735ers. I'm sure everyone enjoyed that. That was sweet. I thought that it was weird that Kelly punched the stewardess in the face, although it did make my husband burst out laughing. She kind of went Kirk there, and I wasn't sure if I agreed with it or not, but I think Kirk would have liked that she did that. Then, of course, we go to the morgue scene, and we know that this is Bortus's manifestation, and his eyes instantly go white. And then whose manifestation is this stairway? Why is this scene here? So there's no manifestation in the stairway. So we can see that some significant editing has happened to the story, because the bottomless pit beneath them is a call to Tolkien's scene, but it never gets played out. But for some reason, they leave it in as this transitional scene, and it doesn't make any sense because they stay too long on it and they wind up not discussing it. Then we go to Lake Ruel. Saleya is Tala's manifestation, but Tal isn't there. So Kelly's eyes turn because she is scared of Nessie, or the Loch Ness Monster. Her eyes turn white. If no one was in any danger, why did the fake Metron save Kelly? So, and then we have the castle scene. Okay, this is another thing where they sort of make it seem as though this would be endless, these endless impressions or these endless experiences where they were trying to glean information about human beings. But this doesn't make sense with the way that the Metron is behaving on board when she first is on the Orville, and then of course later. It completely does not fit in the story. If you're willing to overlook that, that's fine, but I just want you to know it does not fit in the story. This is clearly Shore Leave. This entire episode was inspired by Shore Leave, which is the original series. The fake return to the Orville doesn't fit with the story either. It doesn't fit with the ending. Whose manifestation is this one? This Kalon fleet attack. Everyone's eyes turn white. But the Metron, the fake Metron, has already had that impression. They already saw what it felt to experience death. So they're sensing death and feeling death has already happened. So it's somewhat, it's a little bit like torture. So I think it's kind of weird. Denal's explanation makes no sense. And listening to her unpack it is very Pinky in the Brain. I felt like I was standing at the kitchen island when my offspring was little, and I was, listening to her watching Pinky in the Brain. Denal's diction is 100% 2022. She says things like, evolution is blind and drunk. She says things, I think she actually says it twice. No offense, but suffice it to say, she gives gold stars. I think she gives gold stars twice. She talks about how humanity's just on training wheels. And she commits a cardinal sin in my book, where she adds multiple P's and H's that should not be there, and CH sounds to the word species. Species is species. It's not species. Species might be something that you could order from a restaurant, but it's not species. Anyway.
Hey, Mr. Angel.
So Denal says that they're doing all of this because they want to experience what it feels like to feel death. I feel that there are too many loose ends and there's too much going on in this story. The whites of the eyes should be a resolution. The to experience death should be a resolution. We can see clear places where there were whole parts of the story that were cut out because they didn't work in the final edit. There's too much going on here. We can clearly see Q. We can clearly see shore leave. We can clearly see arena. We see a Q in action here. We see shore leave here, where the elements are an experiment, a sort of nightmarish amusement park, where you can't be hurt, but if you die, it's okay. They'll bring you back to life like they did to McCoy. And then, of course, we go directly to the arena where we're meeting a Metron. And this Metron is not otherworldly and freakishly thin and scary and with an odd voice. And feels alien and speaks in an alien way. This one is saying evolution is blind and drunk. No offense, but suffice it to say, I'll give you a gold star. You're wearing training wheels. And then it goes into an odd direction where it starts poop talking religious people and religion. And not only was Gene Roddenberry against that, but as an agnostic, I'm an agnostic, I'm against that. So all in all, I did not like this episode. I did not think that it was edited well, and I do not think that it was written well. Sorry, everyone.
I'm not going first next time. No, just kidding. I know I did. I see a lot of your make some good points, but I still enjoyed the episode.
Nothing to be sorry about, though.
Yeah, don't be sorry.
About opinion. Yeah.
But a 1? You gave it a 1? Wow.
Oh no, I didn't give it a 1. I haven't given my. I thought you gave
it a 1. Oh,
no. I would never give it a 1. I love the Orville. I just think that they tried to do too much here, and in the final edit, they messed up a bunch of weird stuff. The castle scene should have been cut. Of course, the manifestation in the stairway should have been cut. We did not need that. The whites of the eyes thing should have been cut. That because each one of these things should have a payoff. When you ask me to suspend my belief or you take me down a path, there has to be a payoff.
Well, wasn't that supposed to signify that the character was experiencing a near death?
Yes.
And that was supposed to mean that an alien was actually sharing their mind at the same exact time to experience that feeling, right?
Exactly. So it's almost as if this Metron like character, and we won't even get into this fact that in 50,000 years this multiphasic species has now transcended human form and has completely forgotten what it feels like to be afraid, is just,
Well, I think that could make sense. I mean,
it's too much to ask.
Like the Metrons, in Star Trek, they've evolved past, and they say someday you'll get there. So, in my, I thought that species, their time scale is so much different than us. I'm forgetting how they explained it. If the planet would appear, we talked about it, it's an accelerated timeline. So, how many thousands and hundreds of thousands of years in the future, evolution would change. So, I thought of it as they were reading the minds of the Orville characters and pulling those things out. But that's a good point, though. It wouldn't have been a 21st century school. It would have been a, what century in the Orville? The 20, I can't remember.
25th.
25th, right? Yeah. So that would make sense too, unless, you had like Ed was, he was, it made sense more for, damn you for pointing out all these things. Just kidding.
And an inability to identify any place or space or any of the creatures involved. So that's,
like the plane would have been a more modern plane, or you could have a phobia of flying, but it would have made more sense like a phobia of like an Orville shuttle crashing, not, or if you had said, the character loved, model, like our buddy, the Man of Iron, who has, Zeppelins, I could see like, oh, you have a fear of, Zeppelins, crashing or something, if the character was known for something like that. So I assume, you would assume that Gordon would have the fear of crashing, and why would it be an antique? Why would that? They didn't go do a good job of explaining it. I think
No.
they're
And
saving.
why would
They're saving.
Kelly be afraid of this Loch Ness monster if she didn't even know what it was? And so Denal tries to tie all this together at the end. And then, of course, she says all these ridiculous things about how they had moved past needing a god. They had moved past needing this and that and the other. They were taking off their training wheels, and eventually human beings would too. And they wouldn't
say we left our gods behind, right?
We left our gods behind. We left behind things like man. And so I think that is, I didn't like that. I don't like that. I don't think that hegemony is a way to do social science. I do not believe hegemony is a way to do social science. So if you're telling people that, you know, we're evolved now, we don't have gods anymore, and we don't have men anymore, that's hegemonic, and I don't think it's necessary. But aside of all of that, aside of any type of paper that I could pen about the social science and the hegemony present within this episode, let's take away all that academic graduate school. Raquel's going to talk graduate school to us. Take away all that. I'm just saying, just the story itself. They're trying to do too much, and you can tell that they were trying to fit too much in, too many different motivations, and too many different ways to pay off the same filament within the story. And together, it just turns into a jumble for me.
Yes, I interpreted that God's line as we left behind our primitive gods in terms of,
no,
you know, like
they've done it before on the show before. I love the show, but Seth has a definite contempt for religious people or religion in general. He does.
Yep. And I'm starting to get sick of it.
He does. He's one of those atheists that's very
okay. Well, knowing that,
it.
I say that's the way I interpret, like, you know, leaving Apollo behind, or that. Of course, I'm maybe being too charitable, but that's the way I interpreted that line. But you shouldn't knock people's religions, whether you believe, don't
he's
believe.
Done it on the show before.
I
still love the show, but he's done it. He's one of the, I mean, look, there's no fine being an atheist, but he is someone who's very belligerent towards Christians in particular, but even other religions as well. And yes, he does it.
Hegemony,
we'll find out in the end anyway, right? We'll find out who was right or wrong.
Well, I don't want to say things like that, because as an agnostic, I can't say for sure whether there is a God or there isn't a God, and that's what makes me far different than an atheist.
But I would always joke.
I know
friends,
what I don't know. That's the only thing I know that I don't know. But I will say this: that it is not good to put that level of overt hegemony into a story already burdened with so many different threads that need to be tied together. And certainly the very last thing that is said in that scene is, we've moved past our gods. We've moved past things like men. And I hope that nobody will ever move past the men who I love in my life. I love men. They represent half of the population. So I don't want to get rid of men. I love men. And I thought that it was weird the way that was worded. It was highly...
She said we left men behind? I don't recall
yes,
that.
Yes, most certainly did. And you can go get the clip. If you want
I'm just forgetting, yeah.
No, it's okay. It's just, as an author and as an academic, I look at things a little bit differently than the public does. And I realize when there is hegemony in play, and I sort of see different things happening in story structures that maybe other people don't. But I love the Orville, but for me, this didn't feel like the Orville. And it definitely didn't feel like the Orville editing, because usually the Orville edits things to make everything sort of harmonious, and everything is moving everyone toward the resolution, the big payoff. And this, I thought it was a mess. I'm sorry. It's a mess.
Yeah, I'm kind of, I guess, in the middle of both of you. I liked it, but I actually started to find it a bit tedious about halfway through. That I get it. We're on shore leave, sort of Spectre of the Gun, because of the oddness of these situations that look very familiar, very similar, like they're taken from an incomplete place, which is perfectly fine. It, it, the high school bit started to go on a little bit long for me. And then, but I did think the Randall thing was funny. I mean, the big, when it turned out to be the big monster, I thought that was funny. I mean, in other words,
but somebody should have yelled, "Look, the schmuckalaka!"
Well, I don't know what to say about that. I just know it was Randall. But no, but at least when we got to Randall, I'm like, okay, that was I was starting to get a little bit tedious. Then that was payoff. That was fun. I'm like, okay. Then we moved on to the next one. I'm like, and at least the other ones from the each spot scene moved a little bit better than the high school one. But when we're on the airplane, I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I didn't buy into a lot of it either, to be honest with you. A lot of the things coming from these, again, obviously I didn't think about it, all the things you thought of. It didn't sit well with me the whole time while I'm watching a lot of it. I don't make notes anyway, you know that. I just sit there and watch stuff. But I was having trouble with it. Like, all right, I get it. Someone's doing this to them, putting them through their paces and stuff like that. I have no problem with, for example, things not working logically. We know this is all some sort of illusion of some sort. There'll be an explanation for it at the end, and there was, and it stretched out so much before you get there. It just doesn't have the same. I mean, it is their version of Shore Leave with a touch of Spectre of the gun and things like that, and with Q
and Arena
and Arena and Q stuff, and it goes nowhere near in close to a class with those stories.
No,
it's kind of a hodgepodge of a lot of these ideas that doesn't particularly pay off pretty well. It's still look. I'm so happy to have this show back that I was afraid that would sort of maybe taint my reviews a little bit of it, and I don't want that to be the case. But I'm so happy to have it back that I'll watch an episode like this and have problems with it, and it still will not be a terrible time. I'll still have a good time. I love these people. I love this show. I'm so happy that we're seeing it. And if this is as bad as it gets, and it's still 10 times better than any crap we're getting from another thing that shouldn't be called Star Trek. It is very flawed. It's not. For 2 weeks in a row, we've had a story that really didn't grab me. It was not really what I'm looking for. This one it just didn't. None of it felt right. There's no. Are we going to go with verisimilitude? I don't know about that, but it just doesn't really. It didn't really grab me. I kept thinking. I don't know why.
I love you, Jill, but I'm just going to interrupt for 1 second here.
I could read the transcript if you want. I have it.
Yeah, go ahead and read that.
Yeah, so it says because I put the episode up. I'm looking at the transcript. So it says the alien is saying you left your training wheels behind as you made it to the stars. Your next hurdles are really no different. You must simply outgrow self. These abstractions that inhabit you now. Captain, explorer, husband. She's looking at Mercer. Man. They are relevant when you become one with the cosmos. So I think
that's right.
They're saying there's no more gender, so it's you evolve past. So it's not doesn't. So that's the exact quote. And then in the beginning, I'm just going through with the closed captions that says, this is playing real time, so you didn't have to worry about dying. None of these explains. That's Kelly. Why you created these hallucinations? Everything you experienced is real. Think of them as custom-made micro universes tailored just for you. So everything was real. The content was gathered from your own minds and cultural data banks. That's not what mattered. What did matter is what each of you experienced the moment when you thought you were going to die, and we were there to experience it with you. I apologize for the brief disorientation. That's what happens when you share a mind. Why would you wish to experience death, as Bortus? Immortality has rewards, but after a while, the drive to advance begins to atrophy. So I like that line a lot, where they're saying once you've reached everything, so it's an interesting analysis to go back and look at this and read it carefully. Of course,
mankind, but it's 2022. Yeah. You never know.
You don't know.
Well, I don't know. If you watch it in the closed captioning, you can clearly see that it was said completely separately. And certainly, I'm not embellishing, and I would never say something that wasn't true.
I know you
on
did.
air.
You would.
I just think it's very. Thank you for reading that out and proving me out there, Mark. The reason why I'm so sure of it is not because I'm just prone to outrage or anything like that. It's that I watched it twice. And I felt, the first time I watched it, I felt quite unsatisfied. And at the end, when I realized that there was a lot of comm theory being introduced, there was some gender philosophy being applied, there was some, metaphysical, philosophy happening there. That's when I was kind of like, yeah, I think I need to watch this again. And so, it's okay if people say, well, I think they meant this, or I think they meant that. That's fine. But I will tell you that it's not necessary. And I think that Seth would have taken the opportunity to say humankind, but he did not. He said man. And and I just, everyone is welcome to their opinion. I'm very happy that you have your opinion, but it's very important not to read into things. What's very important is to actually just listen to what was said. And very clearly, this person goes into basically like some sort of diatribe about how these are just little children with their training wheels on, and someday they're going to grow up and be big people, and they're going to transcend men, they're going to transcend religion, they're going to transcend all of these things. Meanwhile, we have an alien that is torturing, psychologically, emotionally, and physically torturing a group of people so that it can feel what it feels like to die. But apparently we're supposed to also think that it can read our minds and our thoughts constantly. And yet when we experience death, their eyes roll over. So none of it makes any sense. If people are willing to overlook it, they're more than welcome to do that. But I don't have to do that. I don't have to color outside of the lines to make the shape look like I want it to. I just want to look at what was said, what was displayed on screen, and comment only on that. And the word man was used.
I think that they didn't go into their body their mind to experience those emotions. I think they just said they pulled all that information out to create the world, or to create the scenarios. And I think Ed really gave it back to her too. I thought, I'm assuming it's a female, seemed to present as a female, but I didn't even think of that. But reading that line, it could have been a genderless species too, I guess, in the future. But yeah, Ed does really. He says the line is basically, 1,000 years ago we realized that, hey, Dad Man,
man.
We grew past. We knew that torturing people wasn't appropriate. So
torturing other. He was basically referring to torturing. In this case, his analogy was animals. In the case, basically these were higher beings torturing lower beings, and it's not right. And that's another thing. You're a higher being, and you're torturing and using these people.
That's what I said.
And that's something that I'm not so sure this immortal creature is. But look, even when Q does it, he does it up front, like when Q's messing with Picard or whatever. He's aggravating him to his face. She took him and put them through stuff. She didn't like say, "Hey, I'm going to put you guys through this. See what you think about that." No warning, nothing. They didn't know they were being tortured and used.
Well, the same in the empath too. The aliens that are torturing,
and they were bad aliens.
They're nasty, and they were trying to. They had the same kind of. They're so far above. So of course, this is also makes you think less of the alien. Do they ever say I'm forgetting the race of the creatures, but it makes you think.
I think it's from season 1 when that happened.
Yeah, season
with
1.
Kelly.
Yeah, I'm forgetting the name of it, but
it
doesn't. They haven't exactly.
Yeah,
they actually haven't evolved into such great creatures then either too. So you're kind of that could be another shot at religion or as well too, because they're like gods to the Orville.
And to my
crew,
knowledge,
right?
that those people on that planet, on that multiphasic planet, had no contact with man. So why would it be their assertion that in order to move forward, that they would let's entertain this silly notion that they mean humankind. Why would an alien race that lives in a multiphasic situation be concerned with moving past humankind? You don't move past humankind. It was very specific. She said,
unless she
move
meant
past men.
unless physical bodies, or maybe it meant she meant.
Well, then say corporeal form.
Yeah, because in the Metrons, just don't isn't there lines of we appear. We've taken this form just so you can
That's correct.
View us, but they don't say this. But then she kind of disappears in the end. But you don't know if that's transporting. Do they have bodies? Do they live in some kind of what kind of world do they live in? Or so you don't none of that's explained. But that's
she appeared like that because Ed's a big fan of the movie Tron, so that's why she's
probably why, right? Yeah. But she clearly seems to be female, so I don't know if that meant. They all look the same. I really do see where you're coming from. Number one, I think that knowing these people, even though they do make a show that is mostly very fair-minded when it puts philosophical and other questions, not always, but it has been far more than other things. They have their biases, and I think that will be one of the whole. So I think I don't know for sure, but I kind of agree with your interpretation about the use of the word man in this situation.
Yeah, well, I just strongly suggest that rather than listening to my opinion, that people just go back and rewatch the show, because like I said earlier, you don't have to agree with me. You don't have to trust anything I say. All you have to do is just go and actually listen and watch and turn on your comprehension and realize what's transpiring in this conversation. Too much. They're trying to accomplish too much with the story. There are loose ends all over the place, some scenes that don't make sense. The castle, the staircase, the 21st century being afraid of high school, the 21st century plane crashing, the sequence of the scenes, the whitening of the eyes, because if the whitening of the eyes is, oh, I'm so sorry, I was just tuning into your brain, then how did she have
Hey, Max Redstone.
Then how did she have Tala's information about the chocolates from Salea? How did she know that her dad is an alcoholic? Her eyes would have turned white then too, as she was dialing into her. So Gong show. Not a fan of this episode. I'm not a fan of hegemony. I know when I see hegemony, and I don't like it. I don't think it's necessary. I think it infantilizes the public, and it makes the public think, well, gee, they're just nice people trying to make something nice. And that's how hegemony works.
Wow. Hey, Max Redstone, good to see you there. And
he's headed out until we're done with this.
Apparently you have stolen Pop Culture Curator's opinion of this episode.
I love you, Pop Culture Curator.
Why'd you steal that from him? It's his. He said
I love you.
No, he says no. I'm not so. He does say they hate men. I'm not so sure about that. Not all of them, but they do. Look, I'm sure they have people like that amongst them. It is Hollywood, dude. So, but I don't know if all of them are that way. But they, they're still way better. Still far more fair-minded than the fools at Bad Reboot, for what it's worth.
Yeah, Pop Culture Curator, I did not like the alcoholic remark, and I didn't like that either. I thought it was quite strange.
It's Hollywood.
About the father, right? Yeah.
At this point, we might be thinking that somebody may have synthahol, or that somebody may be aspiring to get help. Here we are in the 25th century, and so we want to think the best of Tala's father. I'm sure we would have much rather think of him as a really nice man, and just maybe they got into an argument about whether or not she was going to stay at home on Salea for a while or something like that. But just to have and at this point, we don't know that it's the alien, but we later learn it's the alien. So then if you're a relatively intelligent person, the first thing you're thinking of is, wait a second, in the opening scene, Tala's calling her father an alcoholic and is distributing chocolates from Salea. And so then you're just like, whoa, okay, so That was a huge mistake that should have been cleaned up in editing. And I also thought it was unnecessarily nasty. Unnecessarily nasty to call her dad an alcoholic, unnecessary to make fun of people who believe in religion by sort of saying that those are the training wheels of being a person. That's wrong. And to say that you move past being a man. No. Good. Thanks. No.
Good night, Wendy. Have a good one. And in future, welcome in future. But no, look, I can't argue with you on that because I think I'm kind of tend to lean towards where you're coming from in terms of some of these things they did and said. And yeah, the alcoholic thing, I don't know. They weren't very nice to was Alara's father either, played by Robert Picardo. Mm-hmm. He was a jackass. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's Hollywood, and even though they have some really good male characters on this show, for the most part, and more than they have in most Hollywood stuff right now, once in a while, some of that crap's going to seep in there. But right now, this show has, far better male characters than any other show has. What's going on with them? So,
well, that's true. I mean, I haven't lost faith in the Orville, but it better shift gears because I'll tell you something. One very hot topic was About a Girl. That show was loaded with hegemony. That show was loaded with social science. And yet its treatment of the audience was that equal to the original series. It created a Socratic dialectic where it created questions that tested what is true and what we feel. This, on the other hand, was entirely hegemonic, and it also was not well wrought. Just the storytelling in general, too many loose strings.
Good night, Michael Beacom.
Take care, Michael.
Good night, Michael Beacom.
Yeah, see, I still like the episode. I see your points, and some of them.
Let's get the ratings in.
Let's just do the ratings.
Yep. I'll give it an 8 out of 10.
Okay.
I'll go. Number one, what was yours again?
Solid B. Yep.
For me, it's a 5 out of 10.
Yeah, I got you. I'm going with a. I had it originally like at about an 8, 8.5 to 8. I'm probably going to go with a I'm going to go with a 7.5 because in spite of a lot of that, there's a lot of entertainment factor works for me well here. If nothing else, I could fall back on really liking seeing these people having at least what was done was very entertaining. But no, I agree. The story didn't set well. I mean, most of the time I was writing it, but overall I found it to be an enjoyable episode. But certainly I really do understand a lot of your concerns with the story and don't disagree with it. I can't think of very many points you made that I disagree with. I can think of many you made that I didn't think of at the time, but I can't think of many that I disagree with. And when that happens, I have to force myself to tone down my review a little bit or my rating a little bit. And I do. Again, it's tough to argue with a lot of that stuff. I was kind of felt uneasy the whole time, to be honest with you. The whole time I was watching it, something was nagging at me. I'm not saying I thought I'm nowhere near the class with you thinking about things like that, but something did not feel right to me. I still think it's a fairly entertaining episode, but I think the show needs to pick up after that wonderful first episode. They're going to have to get back in line. I wanted to get back to that quality again, and I hope it will. I have every faith that is a good chance that it will. I'm not unhappy with the show or anything like that. It's one episode. I think we'll be okay going forward, and I'm still as excited about the show as I ever was, and still love the show in general. So,
me too. But if they're out there listening, and we have it on pretty good authority that it's not like they tune in and become our best friends, but they do have people going around to these different shows on YouTube and sort of taking the collective temperature of the fandom. My suggestion would be to go back to doing what you were doing before. This episode does not represent the Orville on the whole. I think that, and now I'm speaking directly to Seth MacFarlane, I think that going into social science is incredibly important. And I think it's great to discuss metaphysics, to get into comm theories, semiology, to get into gender studies, to get into these pressing issues that we massage in our society. However, I strongly caution you, sir, to make sure that you're not doing it in a hegemonic way. And right now in our epoch, this zeitgeist is rife with this hegemony. And this hegemony is very didactic. It's infantilizing. It's something that used to be used as an implement by the church, so that no one could ever escape the doctrine of the church, and everything was meant to be instructive and admonishing. And so if your little people are out, I would just like you to know that season 1 and season 2, I thought were absolutely flawless. There's not a single episode that I wouldn't give a 10 out of 10. However, this is a 5 out of 10 for me. As I watch you dip your toes into the fetid lake of hegemony. Don't do it. Please continue. Go back to that Socratic dialectic if you would like to imbibe or to sow the seeds of calm theory in this IP that you've created. I love you, but this is a real stinker McPooper, Seth.
Compared to, again, a certain other so-called franchise, and I don't mean to give it an excuse. This thing is really, it's subtle by comparison, but I understand that, because I still think it's subtle. I mean, it's not really way out there, but I see what you're saying, and it's already made and already in the can. So let's hope the 7 that we have to go are not what you fear. So
yeah, and I think and now having that you pointed out the 21st century stuff really. On one hand, I guess it's cheaper or easier for them to do, but then again with CGI, they could have done a lot of different things. But as I was watching the episode, I liked the twists and turns, and I didn't read that much into it. Of course, I didn't watch it as closely now. You're bringing up some great points. So it's always joke with Clobbering Times, like, you ruined a bunch of movies for me.
Sorry.
He makes some. I'm teasing, like, you make some great points. Then you're like, okay, I can see that, and. Some of them, I think that, with the eyes flashing didn't bother me. I just assumed that they'd scanned everyone in the beginning and gone into the computer banks and gotten all the information. At that point, when they knew they were going to die, then that's when they flashed into the creatures. So that's the way I read it. I mean,
so fear is heroin to them. Chris Persia
but also
makes
them look worse too. The aliens too. It's
yes,
like they think they've evolved into these great creatures, but maybe they're not so great after all either. So you could read it that way as well.
And
too.
I think Chris Persia here shows that he has a very high level of comprehension. In his comment that I've put up on the marquee, I'm just going to say, Chris Persia, I completely agree with you. If you were to add one more sentence, although I know you don't have enough room in this stupid chat the way that it is, if you were to add one more sentence about how torture is like a drug, torture is like heroin, or fear is like heroin, I completely agree. That was the point of this. What I have to look the name up again. Denal. Yeah, Denal. I love this comment, Chris Persia. This is what I find very disturbing. You have very high comprehension. I'm putting you at the head of the class. This is exactly what transpired in that exiting soliloquy. Call it a soliloquy, even though it's not. Anyway, but I just love your comment, Chris. This is the best, baby. This is the best.
Well, let's see if we can get our friends who had the mute back in here. If you're ready, we will take the warnings down, and we will no more spoilering.
Yeah, don't spoil the episode. Just kidding.
No.
I will not say another word.
No. Just don't spoil it. You can say whatever you want. Let's see here. Larry has a $2 super chat. Thank you so much, Larry. This is for all. This is for all here for intelligent. This is for all here for intelligent conversation. Larry, thank you so much, my friend. You were too kind. I really appreciate that. We have a question from earlier that I say for Salvador Belamonte wanted to ask. He said, Clobby, Mark, Raquel, you have any favorite ST alternate reality episodes? Mirror, well, that's my favorite. Yeah. Shattered Mirror, I didn't like. Yesterday's Enterprise, I liked. Through the Looking Glass, no, I did not like that one. Crossover, I couldn't stand. But you said those are his personal favorites. If any, yeah, look, Mirror Mirror is my favorite episode, Oliver, and I hate every time they went back to the Mirror Universe. I love Deep Space Nine, but couldn't. It made me sick, especially in that first one. I think that was Crossover, which I was the first one where they basically blamed the screwed up universe on Spock. It's like, oh, shut up with that.
Don't do that.
Yeah, I hated every time they did it on Deep Space Nine. It pissed me off. I did not like that. Yeah, of course, obviously, I liked Yesterday's Enterprise as a one-off, and thought it was a good one. After that,
Enterprise C. I love the Enterprise C. Sorry, as a ship.
Well, yeah, that was a good one. And Through the Mirror Darkly was fun to watch, like those opening credits and stuff. But it was really, I mean, even though I love Enterprise, I didn't like that one a whole lot because it was cool to see the other ship, the Defiant and all that stuff. For the most part, the problem with that one was there was no one from the normal universe in there. So in other words, everybody was a scumbag, and no hero to latch onto because it was just about what a bunch of scumbags they are in the Mirror Universe. So I thought it was kind of pointless, but the opening credits were kind of funny. But so yeah, alternate universe stuff. I don't know. What about any of you?
Well, you are my Star Trek soulmate, so I'm just going to say I concur. Even the way you unpacked it, I completely concur. I think that Mirror Mirror is the gold standard.
Someone tell Hungry Boy yes. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yes, sweetheart. Yeah. So
no, tell him yes in the chat. Go ahead. Sorry
Yep. Are you done, Raquel? Or
yes, I am.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, Mirror. Yeah, agreed. Dittos, as certain radio fans would say. That that's just so well done. And what was so awesome about that episode was how quickly Kirk, our Kirk, was able to adapt to that universe, and they figured it out so quickly. And the acting is so good. You can see in those first few moments. But of course, the people from the Mirror Universe didn't fare so well. But that's the beauty of that episode in terms of how that that light goes off in Kirk's eye. You can practically see it where it clicks, and they've got to adapt. And of course, that end speech is probably one of the all-time great speeches. I've got that Enterprise ornament from the Mirror Universe, and I press that button every now and then to hear that they've got almost the whole speech on
every revolution. Just one man with a vision. Sorry.
No, but that's just, and it's just so hopeful. That's what's so beautiful about that. It's just such a hopeful episode. And yesterday's Enterprise I did really like, and I love the Enterprise C, so I love getting to see the sea. Sorry for the bad pun, but
Snail Messiah. Hey,
Snail. But the Deep Space Nine. Don't knock. Spock's been knocked enough as it is, and of course we don't count the new stuff. But it's don't give us that now too. But yeah, that's it. There were some interesting episodes, but the original is often the best, right? So Mirror Mirror can't be equaled. It's just
no.
And the STD tried to do it too. We don't mention that. Yep.
It's hard to recreate because the thing is that I grew up in the 70s, and when I watched Mirror Mirror, all I thought was, oh my gosh, James T. Kirk fits into this universe, not because he fits into this universe. He's appalled by this universe. But Kirk knows evil, and Kirk knows how evil works. He knows how narcissists and manipulators work, and he knows how to stay silent and let them reveal their hand to him, so he knows how to play against them. And so, like for me, Mirror Mirror is when I knew for certain that Kirk was someone. Well, obviously, like he was an academic. He was a nerd. He was a walking stack of books. The guy's an academic. Here you could see that character play out from Gene Roddenberry's mind into the celluloid, this wonderful character. And it made the character so dynamic, so believable, so multidimensional. It's like he could step out of that celluloid and be real. And so, yeah, I loved that. It was like, he knows these people are evil. He knows how to play this out. He can move them around as though they're evil pieces on a chessboard. And it just made me think he was a genius.
Yeah. That's what's so great about that episode. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not just an action hero that can do the Kurt chop and and throw a flying kick on people. He's also a tactician. He can think and yeah.
Absolutely. It's just, yeah. Love me some Mirror there. So, how long before this thing's finished?
Well, we've only got 3 hours and 16 minutes left until
pretty good. We won't show you the whole thing, folks.
No. Yeah. Well, I can show you, and eventually I'll show you the front. I did the front half too. So,
but yeah, so that's our Orville wrap up. Thank you for coming back there, Hungry Boys. Sorry about that. We got the spoiler.
And I would like to apologize to everyone for letting them down. I'm sorry.
You didn't. Oh
no, you didn't let him down. You're being honest, right? I mean, if you were being a shill critic, you would have given it 11 out of 10. You got to say it like it is, right? I mean, you can't. I mean, no one wants to hear someone, BS about something. Disney. So,
Rogue Disney, good to see you, my friend.
When they try to come forward and they try to play the academic, when Hollywood plays the academic, I will see your serve, and it's coming back at you, and it's got some heat on it, baby.
Yeah, well, that's what we talk about liking critics. Like I always liked Roger Ebert growing up because I didn't always agree with him, but for the most part, I he liked the same kind of movies I liked them, and and he gave the reviews, and he had some stinkers. He famously said his biggest mistake was saying how horrible the music was in The Graduate. So we all make mistakes, but just some. That's why I hate Metacritic, because it glops all the reviews together. It's like you should pick a reviewer. Of course, we don't have those classic reviewers anymore, where they they weren't bought off or paid off. And you kind of knew where the person, hey, I kind of agree with that person, but anyway, I'm going to go see the damn movie anyway, whether, for the most part, anyway,
Yeah.
So, but
people are still going to watch for themselves,
Yeah, watch and decide, but.
Oh my God, I love you too, Larry.
It doesn't hurt. One of the things that's always going to help these, look, I'm glad I love that the Orville's back anyway, no matter what. Mm-hmm. And yet, like I said, I had some of the similar. I mean, I liked it a little bit better than you did, but I had some problems with it as well. But it doesn't hurt that same night we get the Orville, I'll have to sit through. It comes after I've sat through Obi-Wan.
That was much improved. Big problems with it still, but.
I bitched about it loud last night. I yelled about it, so I'm not going to yell about it tonight. But I knew you'd have to say.
But you're not going to crash my computer from a distance using the Force, are you? You're not going to crush my machine.
I just might.
Well, that was the big. I'm like, how powerful is Vader in this? My God, I mean, he's ripping out.
He crashed a
sides of spaceships.
With the Force. He pulled it down.
That was ridiculous.
That's
It's amazing.
A big ship, a fairly decent sized car, like a passenger ship.
Yeah, so if you had that much power, you could just literally just crush people.
Well, I mean, they did that in some video games, but maybe it's pretty powerful. I can almost buy it with Vader. It's just this is episode 5, folks, of a 6-episode show, and finally they give us a couple of pieces of things we kind of wanted. But for 4 episodes, it didn't give you shit. But seeing Obi-Wan being pathetic, he's still pathetic. Pop Culture Republic, hey,
pop.
But
that's what my son said. He walked in the room. He's like, "What do you think?" And he's like, "Shouldn't they have started with this episode?"
Yes.
The other 4, their episodes were really, you could have maybe chopped them down to 10 minutes. Maybe it was all exposition and but come on, you didn't like Reva getting whooped?
Yeah, but why does she survive him getting stabbed with a freaking lightsaber? And just like, I mean, I kind of understand it with the Grand Inquisitor, because I think he's a Force zombie or something like that, I've been told. But I don't know how to sound. She survived, but Qui-Gon Jinn couldn't.
Did you see the meme that was going around with Qui-Gon Jinn upset that everyone can survive being impaled by a lightsaber except him?
Han Solo can't either.
Yeah.
But
right.
no, look. What the thing is, I guess Siths are worse. They can't kill him or something. But anyway, he did. The fight with him and Reva was kind of good because he whipped me. She had no chance against him. I'm shocked that Forces Female Disney allowed that fight, because it was pretty good. It was just the way it should happen. She didn't stand a chance. I mean, he messed around with her.
Vader's
She had
fighting her
no
with
chance
just the
at all.
Force and no lightsaber, just a toy with her.
That was pretty good, but the stuff between him and Anakin, the flashback stuff, pre-Clone Wars, they did a pretty good job on that. That was a good scene. That's what we wanted to see more of. The whole series should have been that.
Yep.
Instead of what a pathetic jackass he is turned into, and instead of being young Leia adventures, it should have been a show about 10-year-old Leia.
Well, at least he finally showed some glimmers of being a Jedi in this episode. So yeah, I think he did, and the way he followed the morality of the story. Well, that's why I said it should have started with this episode, and then the ship that flew off, was that another whole bay? How could we see that ship?
Yeah,
kept rewinding that episode.
I don't know how that ship just was there, man.
Yeah, because I rewound it like 5 or 6 times to watch. Maybe someone in the chat knows.
Ship that made no sense.
Unless the decoy ship should have been in another spaceport or another dock on the next.
It was a thing, right?
No, but I'm saying that's because it wasn't in the same room, and then all of a sudden you see the new ship taking off through the window that Vader's ripped open, so it made no sense physically. Like it wasn't there before. So
that's minor crap, but I hear you.
Yeah, but I'm like, what's going on?
The bigger problem is that if you accept this show, if you're a fan of Star Wars, you have to accept that Obi-Wan Kenobi, after Episode 3, and I went back and look. People can say what you want about the prequels. This show has pissed me off so much. I just went back and watched the prequels because I wanted to see Obi-Wan Kenobi act like a hero instead of a chicken shit little dope that he is. We're supposed to accept from get-go of the first episode that he sat on his hands for 10 years, working a 9 to 5, buried his lightsaber, shunned the Force, didn't do what Yoda told him to about the Qui-Gon living Force study. And how the hell is he protecting Luke when he's buried his lightsaber? He doesn't even go, in what way do you call that protecting Luke? So the show from get-go was ruined from the first episode when you're supposed to accept Obi-Wan Kenobi being beaten down crap just like The Last Jedi. Screw you.
Yeah, they almost insinuated it was disconnected from the Force in some ways because that first time when he saves Leia, I don't want to see Obi-Wan selling propane and propane accessories. I want to see him, kicking ass and or at least you'd see him like training, like watching Luke. He'd have his lightsaber maybe hidden in like a secret compartment. You'd have it hidden in a secret compartment in the cave with like a special rock that you would turn, something like or for lack of a Shakespeare statue in his cave. He'd be on the tip top watching to do anything to protect Luke. So yeah, I agree that made we didn't need those first 4 episodes, but I didn't mind getting Vader in the episode, but you don't want to see Vader and Obi-Wan interact directly. So that's why that fight was so horrible. In that the third episode, the fact that
he kept running from him.
Yeah,
Obi-Wan ran from a fight.
He ran away. Yeah.
Oh, like a little chicken shit. But listen, and Ariam, Red Letter Media, you've lost your damn mind. I'm sorry. I'm a nothing channel, so you don't care what I say. But holy shit. They reviewed the first 4 episodes, and I was thinking, they're going to tear this thing to pieces.
They must have, right?
Oh, no. 10 minutes.
Oh, they liked it?
I had to stop. I was about to throw up when they were actually liking the first episode. And they were admitting how bad all kind of other stuff is. But they hate the prequels. If you hate the prequels, which is fine to hate them if you don't like them, they made their channel on beating up on the prequels, and they're actually liking the first episode. They're actually liking the show, and I'm like, I can't do it. You guys are nuts. I mean, you have no credibility. If you could, I mean, granted, if you don't like the prequels, I understand, but Jesus Christ, man, you just,
that's strange. Yeah.
Next thing you know, they'll be like estranged and strangled dude worms.
Well, a lot of people like that last episode. We don't get your blood pressure up, so
they liked Matrix 4. I never heard of anybody liking that.
Wow.
Oh, they liked them. I stopped watching it after about 15 minutes. I just turned it off.
On what? Matrix 4?
Yeah, the new one, right? The latest one that was on the HBO, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was it called Revolutions or
almost everybody I saw hated that one.
That was the third one.
Of course, they like the Force Awakens, so they've been dumb a lot of times. I like them, but don't get me wrong. But I mean, they like the Force Awakens, so you have no taste.
Oh God!
Even Rich. Oh, actually, Rich. The only one that didn't seem like a one was Jay. He was the only one making any kind of sense. But yeah, but he doesn't
I've never
really care.
liked any of those movies. Yeah. But of course, Picard, they can do no wrong because their Picard review is one of the all-time classic, great reviews of a TV show. I've got to finish watching their season 2 review.
Well, I watched about the first 20 minutes, Pop Culture, and they were praising the first episode. And maybe they didn't like it later, but I couldn't. I just like, I don't think I'm just no, whatever, man. So who knows? Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Chris Purchase says for Clobby swear jar. I don't have one. Go ahead and really tell us how you feel. Don't mince words, Bones. How do you really think? Did you tell him about my pet peeve about that?
No, I didn't, but he nailed it.
I'm not going to tell him. I'm not announcing it.
That's why I try to use it as much as possible. Yeah.
I don't want to tell. I don't want to tell Chris that he hit my pet peeve, so I won't.
No. Tell us how you really feel.
I hope
Love
your
you, Chris.
3D printer prints your head on
Well, here's someone had mentioned the Nautilus before, so here's
yes.
Here's a Nautilus you could 3D print. Check that out.
Shoes, Kenobi episode 1. If Reva can sense the other Jedi in hiding, how come she couldn't sense Obi-Wan from a distance? Because they had writers with basically they're like 8-year-olds. They don't understand anything. That's interesting. I actually like the Nautilus in the movie.
Yeah, so there's the 3D model that someone did. And then
who asked about that
that's
earlier?
from the amusement. Was that D. Bud Martin's wife or girlfriend? If I'm remembering correctly,
Michael Beacom's.
Oh, Michael Beacom. Thank you.
It was Michael Beacom's. His wife's name is Cassandra.
Cassandra. Thank you, Cassandra.
Yeah.
So
and that is the Disney version. That's not the Disney version.
Yeah, that's the Disney version.
Disney movie version. Yeah.
God, I love that ride as a kid. That was like, Dad, can we go on again? I mean, how? And you don't even realize you're not really going underwater. But who the hell cared? As like a 7-year-old kid, it was like the coolest thing. So I just love that whole tale of 20,000 Leagues. So this is you could 3D. I should try to 3D print this, and then you could print that. So I guess then you could paint it and have it all together. And go back to that first. They did a nice job here. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that looks.
It's
not the original. It's a Disney ride, but that's pretty well done. So,
well, I put it on my shelf.
Yeah,
but I still kind of like that one from the movie. I know a lot of people didn't.
Yeah.
Hey, don't dox yourself.
Yeah, well, that's all right. Did you forget who? It's okay.
He didn't, did he?
No, but I was warning.
All good.
He was on his sign-in page, but thank goodness he had his password concealed.
Yeah, password's always concealed. Yeah.
It's still there at Tokyo Disney, says Rogue Disney.
Oh, they still have it? Yeah, I was so mad when they took that out. And then they, I think they put it, and I'm a huge Winnie the Pooh fan, but they put in like a Pooh ride over there in Florida. So
I mean, when I think of Pooh ride, I'm not thinking what you're thinking.
No.
A Winnie the Pooh ride. Yeah,
I know, but it's just
rephrase that. Yeah.
I mean, come on, man.
Like Mark's having trouble with his microphone.
Pooh ride. Yeah.
I'm having trouble hearing you on your microphone there, Mark.
Oh, you can't. Am I back now?
Yes.
Hello. Testing. I muted it.
Welcome back.
And it's got a buzzy.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
That's weird.
Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket. I'm gonna chase away even more viewers. There we go. I just did that. Yeah.
Names have all changed.
All right. Well, we got a 3-minute countdown to the next birthday.
Oh yeah. Let's in 1 hour.
No, 2 minutes.
No,
2 minutes. I forgot.
2 minutes.
I'm in the future.
Easterners.
Yeah. I'm in the future. Yeah.
Oh man, 2 minutes to Mark's birthday.
Yeah.
What are you doing for the
Everyone
birthday?
in the chat's agreeing with me. Look at this. This is funny. Chris Persia says, let's not discuss a bad taco ride. That's why I avoid Taco Bell in Canada. And Kal-El, our friend Stephen M. says, no thanks. I'm not getting on any ride called Pooh Ride.
Maybe should I sing the special birthday song to him on the air, everybody? No, I'm not.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
We'll get demonetized. Oh, and Hungry Boy says, I miss the
so.
sweat hogs.
Everybody talks like that on their shows and doesn't get this demonetized, but now I'm not going to do that.
Yeah,
but we're still not going to do it. Let's take a look at our poll here, folks. Hang on a second. Let me update it. We have poll going.
I'd like to know what the poll says. I'm going to go look. I'm going to put you on mute so you don't hear my clickety clackety.
Okie just I have to refresh it anyway. And I'm the only one not allowed to vote in it, apparently.
You can't vote early and often, no?
No, I don't let you. When you make it, you can't. If you're the one making the vote, it doesn't give you an option to vote. All righty then. So the question was, what did you think of the new Orville episode, Mortality Paradox? We have 28 votes so far. Loved it, 50%. At number 2 comes in It Was So-So at 25%. Liked it gets 18%, and didn't like it gets 7%. I probably would have voted for the liked it category. I liked it. Only because it was a lot of fun.
I think we all know how I voted.
Oh yeah, you get to vote. I don't get to vote, so yeah.
Loved it. But you get 68%. I guess that's
we all
C
voted
or
in a
above,
different
right?
category.
So
50% is pretty good.
Yeah. Well, plus you get you like the show, like Raquel said,
right.
too. You like the show, you like the characters, and
you do.
Sometimes you end up being more forgiving sometimes than you should be.
But I will strongly caution you: do not become too forgiving of didacticism. Do not become used to hegemony, especially corporate and Hollywood hegemony, and don't become accustomed to infantilization or somebody reaching to wield academic discourse and you have no way to respond, because I believe there should be room for everyone in this area of social science. I think everyone should be celebrated. I don't think that there is any need for hegemony in this circumstance. I think it just needs to be love and room for all. So, yeah. Pooh.
Oh, yeah.
I was on the Pooh ride and I just didn't know it.
Oh man.
So you would have played the Clabono, and thank you for that, Chris Persia. Yep, it is. It is the birthday. Yep. So how old am I today?
Happy birthday to you.
Sorry. Do it, boss.
What? I'm not doing it. I can't do it.
Why not?
You've heard it, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, we heard it.
It's filthy dirty.
That.
Like you have to have a shower after you hear it.
So I just can't do it.
Do it.
Nope, there are ladies here.
What if I press mute?
That's not how it works, and you know it.
I could just not listen.
No, that's all right. I'm not doing it. He knows he can. He knows that this is thought that counts.
But the ladies want to hear it the most, says Jill. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because Jill and I we're partners in crime. We're best buds. We love all the same stuff. We also love it when he does all of his voices.
It's also very embarrassing to perform, to be quite honest with you. And I'm very, very, very guilty about it when I think it. Maybe not.
Oh, fake Marilyn Monroe voice? Let's see if I can do it. Happy birthday, dear Mark, D with a C. Happy birthday, dear Mark, D with a C. Happy birthday, dear Mark, D with a C. Happy birthday to you. Mwah.
Wow.
Wow, I'm in trouble now.
Now you're in big trouble.
That's going to be a long ride.
That's as sarcastic as I could get it.
I know. Thank you for that, Marilyn Raquel. There is a new Marilyn Monroe movie coming out, too, on Netflix. Yeah.
Hungry Boy's jumped in the boat with me. He's like, oh, dear God.
Yeah, I wonder how JFK did that weekend with the wife. Yeah, probably not so well. Yeah.
He definitely slept on one of the couches.
Yeah. Of
See
course,
how I'm saying couch now? You Americans have
yeah,
me saying
we
couch.
Americanized you. Yep. How do you say it up and across the border there?
We say Chesterfield. We also say
Chesterfield.
sofa, but we don't usually say couch. And so, because I don't hear it very often, to me, it sounds like something that happens to you if you've slept with the wrong person. You know, like, oh, what's wrong? I have couch. So, like,
Yeah,
to
but
me, I think
sofa
it sounds
sounds like someone old piece of furniture great grandma would have, like a sofa,
no,
like a
for
piece of
me,
soap.
it sounds like a slightly disgusting version of gout. So something that might have happened to Henry VIII that would come crawling out of his naughty bits. So whenever I hear couch, I think, ew, that's a disgusting word. And yeah, I'm so used to hearing Chesterfield or sofa, but I'm seeing a whole bunch of American things now. Like I say towards instead of toward. And everyone I know is making fun of me because I now say pajamas instead of pajamas. And in Canada, it's pajamas, bananas
Wow.
in pajamas. But down in the United States, it's pajamas, baby.
Wow.
Anyway,
Well, you know what a week from tonight is?
What's that?
A week from tonight will be my 2-year anniversary on YouTube.
Oh, congrats! Yeah,
Yay. Can't believe it.
not bad.
2 years ago, a week from tonight, I moved from Blog Talk Radio, my old haunt. It
Yep.
just seems like I've been here forever now, but it's not a long time.
I
guess
remember
it's
when
gonna
you
be
were on
doing this so
Blog Talk
long.
Radio.
You're the only one, except for Jobber.
You invited me on Blog Talk Radio, but I wasn't sure because I didn't know who you were. And then the more I watched you speak, and the more you reached out to me, and the more I reached out to you, and I realized that you were kind and you were a real person, and that you were intelligent and wonderful to be around. And now I look back at my opportunity to have been on Blog Talk Radio with you and not done it because I was like trepidatious. I was a little afraid.
You didn't
I
miss
regret
much.
it.
Nah, you didn't miss much. You're good. This is way better over here.
Only 700 episodes.
Only thing I miss my soundboard.
Yeah.
And I could play any music I wanted, any soundbite I wanted. And the sound, you can't get in trouble for playing sound bites on here, but they don't have that here. It's got to be a video clip, and I can't make those. So
you had a soundboard and BTR you could like store.
Oh God, yeah.
Like,
I wish I could play my sounds.
Yeah.
Well,
like your agonizer plays, you could just hit a button and it would play that. Right?
I opened every show with the soundbite, every episode for almost like 7 or 8 years straight. However long I've been doing a show longer than that, but at some point, I've gone a long time opening every show with atomic batteries to power, turbines to speed, Roger, ready to move out. You know, the opening of Batman and the Batman TV show, Adam West, and then I would play that theme, of course. And you didn't get in trouble for that kind of stuff. I mean, I can play that, but I can't make visual. I can't make clips. I don't have the wherewithal to do it. There's all kind of stuff. I played everyone open up with "It's clobbering time" with the thing saying that. I opened up with the snippet of "It's clobbering time." It's the music of the worst singing clobbering time from a song that has that in it.
That's
just that a chop from it, but. Can't do that now.
Yeah, well, I think in the old days, I think YouTube wasn't as strict too. I think you could get away with a lot more back in the day too. And same thing with Twitch. Like what Twitch did, they went back and they added, they were giving people copyright strikes from I'm bouncy.
Yes.
The mic or the
your microphone is.
Huh? I didn't change my setup at all, so I don't know. I mean, there we go. How's that?
You went underwater.
There you go.
I went underwater.
You hear that?
Yeah.
Yay!
That's
awesome. Now that's my ringtone on my phone. But that
what song is that from?
It's from a group called Kirby Crackle. They did a song about
that one. That's right. Yeah, yep. Okay.
They did a song about the thing called "One of the Guys," and I love it. And I snipped the last bit of it just to use for the opening of the show.
Yep.
And now, of course.
Well, you could, you'd have to. I could clip that song and then put it to like the, a few seconds of the thing, like punching, from the old series,
Your every other word.
GIF.
Are you on a different kind? Is something messing wrong with your microphone?
Let me see if. Let's see if I do this.
Hey, Breaker, welcome. And
hey,
I just want to quickly, I'm sorry, I need to bust in here, guys, and I beg your pardon. Please forgive me. But Hungry Boy says, happy anniversary, dearest Clubby. You kicked Howard Stern's fake ass butt.
Thank you. I think it may not be you, Mark. It may be both of you.
I don't know, because I'm streaming the are other people hearing my mic go out in the...
Yes, I'm hearing you go underwater.
And what about people in the chat? Do I sound like
I'm
on the Nautilus?
Can you give me a soundtrack on both Raquel and Mark? Anyone? Let me know how you're hearing them. And me for that matter, I guess.
Please tell me you heard the Marilyn request of JT Kirk. JT Kirk is a good friend. When he makes a request, I try to see if I can do those requests. Did you actually hear that song?
Everyone said the sound is good. See, both Mark and Raquel sound okay to me. I don't hear any underwater sounds. Okay, well, that's as long as you're all hearing it, that's fine. It's just me then.
Good, maybe it could be the internet down.
Don't worry about it.
New Orleans is underwater.
Oh, no. Send in the Nautilus.
Yeah.
That's true. Well, don't worry about it then. Thank you all for checking that. Oh, man.
I love you all. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, Mark sounds as normal as it can be to me. Yeah.
Who said that? Where's that?
Hungry Boy.
Hungry Boy.
It's just, I don't know.
That's a good one.
Maybe something with my. I guess I could take myself out and pull myself back in.
You put your whole self in, you take your whole self out. You put your whole self in and you shake it all about. You do the hokey pokey. No, you do the clobby-oni. You turn yourself around. And that's what it's all about. Boom!
Boom. Boom, 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 boom. So what else do we got going on with your bad selves, folks? I can't believe we didn't exhaust all of our information for tonight. We've got
no.
We got a whole Orville to print here.
Yeah, well, I can show the front of the Orville. Here, I'll turn my camera on. I'll show. Let's see here. We got the. If you want to put me on the view screen.
Are you hearing him okay, Raquel?
No, I'm hearing the same things you're hearing. Sometimes he sounds like he is doing a deep dive in the Nautilus.
Sorry about that. And the only thing is I'm streaming.
Everyone else seems to be hearing him okay.
I'm streaming that the printing. I'm connected through the internet to my computer at work. So, but this is the front part of the Orville that printed.
Hey, it's the mini Orville.
Yesterday.
Nice.
That's like a mini Orville.
So, but with the other half, it'll actually be bigger than the Playmates Enterprise. It'll be about 15 inches long total. So I was trying to find out how big the Orville was to print it. So they think it's about, they said the Voyager is 353 meters long. And they think someone did a study on the internet that the Orville is the same size as Voyager. And there might be an inside joke. So a 1,000 scale would be 353 millimeters long. So this will end up being about 383 millimeters total. But it's tough to see with the light, but it's got some nice details for a 3D print. So you can see where the hatches.
So what are you going to do with that?
I'm going to paint it, and we'll see. Maybe it might fly somewhere.
Well, I want you to talk about your process, because whenever I get to highlight you as a maker, I sure like to do that, and I would love to see you getting way more commissions, because I just think you're talented, and I just think you're a lovely person, and I want to see you get what do they call that? What do the cool kids call it when you have like a side job now? They have a cool catchphrase. It escapes me right now. Hungry Boy says, boop, 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 be doo. Yeah, so tell us about your process. What are your plans for this? Are you going to be using a brush? Are you going to use stickers? Yes, side hustle. Thanks, Jill.
Side
You're
hustle.
the best.
Yeah.
So I'd like to improve your side hustle. So tell us about, will you use spray? Will you use brushes? Will you use stickers? Because I'm going to tell everyone at home right now, this guy has an eye for detail, and the stuff he likes that comes out on the other end of the stuff he makes, he has like, he tries to make it perfect. And he's one of those people who's capable of making something look perfect. So I'm going to throw it over to you now that I've set you up.
Yep.
Tell us about it.
I'm going to dip out of StreamYards and try to come back and see if it helps.
See if it
anything.
works.
Okay,
Yep.
It won't mess. The show won't go off, will it?
No. It'll keep going. It'll keep going.
I'll be right back.
So there's actually some support holes in here that you can see. So you can put some wires or metal supports in there, or pins through there to support it when you put both models together. So you have to do, there's two ways of doing it too. You can do it so that it's a quick and dirty way. Like I could have printed this in silver, and if you don't really care about painting it, you could just have an all silver model. And the finishes actually came out pretty nice on for a 3D printer. So you can't see the detail with this web camera, but could sand it lightly, and then you would prime it. And then once you prime it, I would prime it, do the whole thing in silver. And then the Orville's got two colors if you look at the on screen. Mm-hmm. So certain sections, like here, these sections are darker, and you could do some of the highlights, the lights, and paint it. I don't know if anyone's made decals for the Orville. Like for the Star Trek ships, you can all buy, like the Aztec decals. You can get anything you want for Star Trek. Someone might have done some decals. You can print the decals yourself, and then put them on the model. So so is it solid? No, it's not. It's not solid. You're printing the walls. So if you look, as this printed going up, as I played it, so this is it's all hollow here, because you want to print as fast as you can. Mm-hmm. Of course, this took about 10 hours to print just this. So are you taking commissions on this? Oh, sure. Yeah. So if anyone would like, this is about 1,000 scale Orville.
Would you do me a favor, please? Jill, Antiderivative Jill, or Chris Persia, or my wonderful friend who I love very much, Eric K. Could somebody please throw up Mark D with this C's URL to his YouTube, and perhaps even his Twitter? If you're interested in having Mark, if you want to commission Mark to make you an Orville, to 3D print it and to finish it, I just want you to know that I highly recommend him, and he would be happy to take your commissions. Let's improve. Let's be the cool kids now. Let's improve Mark's side hustle.
Thank you. Yeah. Then my wife would be like, "Oh, actually, you made some money from this YouTube stuff now. I'm doing this for fun. Right? I'm doing this for fun." She's joking too, but no, I mean, I could. There's people usually offer, like, you could just do the 3D print, like I did for Brightest Day. I did the Cylon base star, and I just put it together and just printed it for him, and he wanted to paint it himself. So I'm still waiting to see when he gets that finished project will be awesome. But
oh, wonderful.
So of course, if you want to paint it, that would cost a little bit more. But
would you
if
be
you want
so kind as to show us? I just want to show off your painting skills, because you and I did a show together over on your channel, and you were talking about color in such an important and meaningful way. You unpacked how you were trying to get that really nice steely look, where something was alive but also mechanical looking, and you revealed your painting process. So I just want to show folks who don't know you what you're capable of doing. I mean, look at this, folks. This is obviously the Doomsday Machine from the original series. And so this is what Mark's work looks like when he's completed it. And look at the gorgeous stand he made for it. It's a Delta.
Yep, so you got the Delta, yep.
Yeah.
But I don't want to make too many of these. It could be a danger to the galaxy. But
yes, we wouldn't want to set them loose in the galaxy.
Wants one of these too, yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So this one I finished with a dry brush technique. So you just this one I did quick and dirty instead of I used spray cans, but I think it came out pretty nice. And spray cans are fine too. I mean, there's no, using an airbrush versus a spray can. It's just the prep work to get it into the, into the reservoir to mix. But spray can is just nice. And of course, the detail on this it's got some nice details, but you don't have to be as technical because there's no lines. It's a creature like this or a ship like this. There's obviously going to be no decals, but then to get the white on there, you do dry brushing. So you take your paint and you let it dry, and then you go across the top so you don't get the white into every little nook and cranny. So that's
see what I mean, everyone at home. Sorry to interrupt you while you're talking.
Nope, it's okay. Yeah.
Banter happens when you're around your best friends. But do you see what I mean about his level of perfection? This is not somebody who just lets things go and he's just, making models of things. Mark is a true artist and he is very talented. He's also very caring, and he's quite concerned about how good things look. The end result, the end product. So if you know someone who needs a commission, heck, you know what? Even if you know someone who's done some damage to their models, or they've purchased something and it's missing a leg or something like that, I want you to know that you can feel free to go ahead and get a hold of Mark, because Mark he might be able to come up with a solution for you to repair these, priceless ships and merchandise and things that people have collected over the years, including these classic toys that are worth $1 million.
$1 million. Yep. Well, Hungry Boy, I do have my dad gave me a Badger hairbrush as a kid, one of those with the CO2 cans, and I do have a friend just gave me another oh god, what did he give me? Because I had a Pash, I think it was. I got to check. But I've got to get a nicer airbrush. Yep.
Oh, look at what Jill
and this
just
is a
said.
Vader.
Look at my partner in crime. Look at my fellow nerd. I love you, Jill. Look at this. She says, "Yeah, Mark's a toy engineer too." Woo!
This is a fun Vader Vader statue to hold your pen on your your pen on your desk. Yep.
Absolutely brilliant. And a really nice gift for Father's Day, a really nice gift for Christmas or a birthday. Great things. Mark makes great things. And the best thing about Mark is Mark makes things you can't buy in a store. They are hyper nerd, hyper geek things that you can't buy.
So there's this I love. So I printed this. It's kind of tough to see with the camera if I put my other camera on, but you can see the detail. It's like a marble filament.
Mm-hmm.
So it's supposed to look like a statue. And I wasn't sure if I was going to paint the base or not. Or maybe I'll just paint the delta. But I was maybe going to paint the base black and the delta gold. But I'm not sure how it would look. I might try one.
I think it's going to look gorgeous, and I think you should trust yourself. Okay.
I'll try one painted, yep. So we got that. And, of course, I should give one of these to Nick Weiser. This is Eddie from Iron Maiden. I haven't painted this one yet, but
oh my gosh, Nick would love that.
Yeah. So
Nick would put that on display behind him on all of his podcasts.
Yeah, I should paint this and send it to him. Yep.
He would love that.
So Nimoy's hand. What scale is Nimoy's hand? LOL. I guess it's half scale. I guess.
Just perfect for your desk.
Yeah. I mean, you could print a really big. The good thing about the 3D printer is, if you wanted a really big one, you could print that double.
All right, JD, be good, man. Thanks for being here tonight.
What's JD saying? He says, JD Lewis says, tonight's show is incredible. Oh my goodness, that's such high praise. Thank you, JD. And he says, however, I'm fading fast. Good night, my friends. See you Saturday, everybody. P.S. to Raquel, truth commands respect.
Be good, man.
And that's why everyone adores you. Oh my God, I adore you too. I love you. And then he says, good night, all. JD Lewis, thank you for being here. Thank you for being such a great personality, for participating, supporting this show, supporting all of your friends here. We love you. Have a great night, honey. Mwah!
Take care, JD. Yep. So Hungry Boy likes the Posh SR90 airbrush. So he and Claude could talk airbrushes, I'm sure. Yep.
Do you have an airbrush?
Yeah. Yep.
Good.
So, but I had as a kid, my dad just gave me a real cheap El Cheapo one. Of course, it was a lot tougher to get stuff. But now you can, there's some great YouTube channels on it using your airbrush, and just a lot of fantastic tips out there. And it's all you can learn something every day, which is fun. So, but yeah, so that you don't even, but you don't have to paint. If you get a 3D printer, you can buy something like this marble filament and just leave it like that, right? I mean, you don't have to paint it if you don't want to.
I don't know. I think I like your idea of trying to make it
but
as though it's like so substantial.
Like a stand, yeah.
Yeah, like a stand. And I love all your stands. Remember when you first started podcasting, how you were like making the repairs? And then do you remember when you did, do you remember your little Mego set where you custom made those stands? I think all of your ideas for stands are terrific ideas, Mark.
Thank you. Yep. Well, I can. I had the YouTube video of actually painting this. Let me call it up really quick.
Okay.
Let me find that video, and then I could throw it on the screen. Let's see. It was one of my first videos, and I think you were on that with me.
Yep.
And I think I did the first 10 minutes. I should re-edit it. I think the first 10 minutes the audio wasn't working, typical of my early podcasts, where it was Eric K would come in and say,
don't be hard on yourself.
No, it was all good fun, but it was you realize that your sound is off right now. And I think I did a Battlestar Galactica toy one here, or here's the Doomsday Machine one. Yep. So here, let's pull this one over and go full screen here. Yeah, and I think I wrote on the bottom, like, sorry for the audio problems. So I should so I was using OBS Studio at the time, so this is not StreamYard. So
yeah, I remember this night. We had so much fun.
So here's the model, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and this is just showing how you would do the 3D printer and how it would go around and how it works. So we did a lot of detail there on how to print the model. Yep. So for people, if they wanted to learn how to print it.
Yep.
And I think, where did I get to the paint? That's the finished, couple of the finished versions.
Yeah, look at this. And you were talking about how you wanted to perfect this look of fire and how it would look from the side, and something that was like super red hot, and so good.
And I think I added a video of and you're trying to figure out how big it was, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's the Zindi. Yep. Oh, and here was just paint. Yeah, I did some video of painting it. Yep.
Yeah, this is the stuff I remember where you're like, I wanted to make it look like skin. I wanted to make it look real. Like you couldn't decide whether or not it was an animal or a machine. And that was such a great conversation. I had so much fun with you that night, and you're so talented. I just love everything you make. Did you see this comment from our wonderful friend Kal-El, Stephen M?
Good idea, yeah.
He says you should open up an Etsy shop.
Good idea. Yep. Thank you. Yep. Yeah, I should do that for this the Doomsday Machine. Yep. Oh, I wonder if my internet's acting slow tonight. But here, so you just keep layering the different. And there's purple in it too, so you had to have and some metallic colors and silver.
What's going on?
Persia.
Oh no,
Thank
Chris
you.
is leaving.
Take it easy, buddy.
I'm sending you bazillions of kisses for your sweet face. Thank you for helping us out tonight, for protecting us, and just for being great company. Love you.
Take it easy, man.
Like I said, I won't have a chance to say Happy Father's Day to you or to JD Lewis or to any of those other guys because I won't be around. But even if you're not a dad, even if you're just one of those great guys who is a mentor to someone in your life, I love you very much, Chris Persia. Have a great night and Happy Father's Day, no matter what, honey. Oh, and Pop's leaving too.
Chris.
To you as well, Pop. Night, Pop.
Good night, Pop Culture.
Be good, man. Have a good one.
Yep. So that was the brushing there. So that's. I should put let me put that video link in if anyone wants to go watch it. Watch it after.
Chris. I love Chris so much.
No, it's
No,
fun.
not you,
It's fun
Pup.
stuff.
You're PCC. We're talking to PCR.
I should do an Etsy website. That would make sense. That's probably the best way to do it. But if anyone wants something 3D printed, get in touch with me. Yep.
Yay!
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Or in Orville. Yep.
Oh man. Wow.
Yeah, because you can't buy this stuff too. Like you can't even buy them
I
on
don't-
the Orville.
Like you said, they have a small Ingold Moss one, right?
Yeah, but it's not that big, and
Yeah, you think there'd be a bigger one. I mean, look, if the show does well this season and we get, well, maybe they'll start making figures and do stuff. I don't know.
I hope so. Yeah, I mean they do have the XL edition of the Eagle Moss. Yep. And that was the one cool thing in the ship tonight on the episode tonight. Everyone loved seeing that big battle cruiser. So they did show you, more ships in detail that were, when they thought they were fighting the Kalon. So that was a cool scene too, and you got to see the larger ships. So it's always fun, and they've got that aesthetic. So everything, like Star Trek, you've got the nacelles. Certain ships only had the 2 rings in the back. The bigger ships had more. So it was pretty cool. Pretty cool part of the episode, I thought, to see those bigger cruisers. So
Was indeed. And who knows? The next one could be fantastic. They've got it back on track there.
yeah,
It'll be just like whatever, we'll see what happens. Of course, the thing you're really looking forward to is bots coming into the chat like that.
yeah. Here's something I found. Speaking of Orville models,
Wow.
how gorgeous this one is! I'll go back, look at the detail on that. I mean, that's
Who made that?
just,
So is that 3D printed?
no. That I'm skimming the article, so I think. Let's see. Adam Savage is mentioning this here. Adam says tested. The Orville model is seen above. It's 3 feet long and it's gorgeous. For the cost of this model, $8,000.
Is that all?
Why, yes, I rapidly lose $8,000 in my office quicker than Yaffa can slide in out of a Kalon. Yeah. It's from Cordon FX, fully lit with 250 LEDs. Comes with a display stand, and as a display models, it's a very nice interior scale of the shuttle bay. Yep.
That's amazing. Wow.
So let's see if we go there, see if they've got more pictures of it. No, private site.
Boo!
But see how cool. I mean, God, that's gorgeous. But
Yeah.
there's no, as far as I can tell, unless someone in the chat knows, that if there's a regular model out there. But yeah, you can see with the detail and how well it's painted, and that's a pro.
But that could be used to
pro
make
job.
the show that's so detailed and so perfect.
That's like, I mean, that's the kind of money they would spend making a real one for the show or something.
Yeah, exactly,
Or
Clubby. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because even those Polar Lights Enterprises and stuff like that, I mean, they were like $1,500 and stuff like that.
Like pop
Back
culture
then,
curator. It better fly for 8 G's.
Right? Yeah. So those you can buy those model. Yeah, the Polar Lights kits are gorgeous. So you can buy the kits for about $150, $200, but then to get it, painted professionally and lit up, and the lighting kit's like $200. So, you're talking like 400 in, or not even, do not pass go, and then you're paying someone to build it and then to paint it.
You're in Scuba Pete territory now.
Yeah, but it's they're gorgeous though. Yeah, so
imagine how big a heavy cruiser would go.
Oh yeah,
Jeez,
right. Larry Light says, I'd buy an Enterprise TOS for $8,000 if I had $8K. Yep.
Yeah.
If I had $1 million, right? Yeah.
You know how much bigger the Enterprise is than this ship, though? Much bigger.
This is 354 meters. The Enterprise is 900 and Oh God, I was just looking it up today. It was 980 meters, I think, or thereabouts.
Hungry Boy says for 8 G's, it better make me some poutine, Raquel.
Yeah, the sausage section is bigger. Is longer.
Yeah,
than
the
this
square,
thing
the
is.
area, yeah, the area, yeah.
Yeah.
So the Enterprise is 288 meters, and this is so actually they're saying the Orville's longer then.
No
The
way.
Orville's actually longer than the Enterprise. Yep.
What?
Nah.
Yep.
Larry says he would
didn't
buy a
seem as big at all.
full-scale Enterprise for 8 G's.
Yeah, so it's 288 meters long, 947 feet, and the Orville is 354 meters long, same size as Voyager. So Voyager is longer than the Enterprise. So
No, that should. I don't think that's true either.
yeah, the
Kal-El,
Voyager is 354
Stephen M.
meters.
says that for 8 G's, he doesn't care about the lighting kit. He just wants to make sure that it has real warp drive.
Of course. Quantum.
Sorry to interrupt, guys. I'm just watching the chat.
Quantum drive. So
yeah, the Voyager is 345 meters long. Yep.
Voyager's longer than the Enterprise.
Yeah.
What in the hell? No, it doesn't carry.
Yep. Well, it's a newer ship, right?
Thanks, Larry. Appreciate
but it doesn't have the same because of the size of the hull. It might not have the same area, but it's
it's a newer ship. But I
yeah,
mean, they got. But the Orville's a pipsqueak compared to the heavy cruisers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but as best I could find from doing some research today, because I was trying to figure out how big to print this model, because you usually want to do 1,000 scale for most ships. So I went to found some internet references. Who know, and they think that they designed the ship to be the same size as the Orville. So here's the the Voyager, and it's showing
Wikipedia.
Well,
343
meters.
Where are your books?
It's in the books. It's in the books too. So 343 meters. So they do reference I did check their references, and they do reference the and I do have that the book that's going to Canada, the encyclopedia, that probably has that.
That's
length
what
in
you
there
should
too.
be citing.
But that's correct. I mean, I know that number is correct. So that's 343, and our good ship Enterprise. And there's, of course, there's
measurements
the Jeffries
on that
first.
Okay.
Yeah, 947 feet was the Enterprise, and that's in that Woodfield, Roddenberry Woodfield book with the size.
My fellow nerd, I love you, Jill. I love you so much. Books, my man. Books, my man. Books. And
books, young man.
Larry, where's my concordance?
Young man, books. Samuel T. Cogley, attorney at law. Wow.
And then here's the
Boy, Voyager is a waddling mallard compared to the Enterprise.
Yeah, I agree. Beecher. Oh, it's called the show Beecher.
What is the name of your ship? The good ship Lollipop. It's a good ship.
It's a good ship. Oh my goodness! Well, that's an amazing ship, though.
Yeah, so they took the Orville design, and they mated it to the Voyager design and figure out how high the decks were. And they said, well, these are the deck heights that would be the same on both. And then they extrapolated.
Okay. Oh, wow. Look at that.
And then they tried to figure out how big it was. So the Voyager, they're saying it's 337 meters, so they're saying it's basically the size of the Voyager. And they thought maybe that was like an inside joke to
size
matters. Make it size matters. Yep. Wouldn't surprise me if there's an in-joke.
Compliment to the lollipop, exactly.
Yeah.
And Tim's talk just walked in the door.
Hey, Tim.
What's up, Tim?
How's it going?
Yada yada.
So
anyway, there's your schematic. So the Orville's still pretty big, just compared to a heavy cruiser. It's tiny.
Yeah. Well, plus it doesn't. A lot of it's the engines back here too, so it doesn't have all that air. It doesn't have all the area back here on the Orville. There's no living quarters. The Voyager, has more usable area.
Mm-hmm.
So, Yeah, the Voyager had an infinite number of
That's
shuttles.
what she said.
They kept losing the shuttles.
Yikes.
Here's the Voyager schematic. Yeah, infinite number of shuttles there. Yeah, it doesn't matter how many we lose, right? Yep. But I
Wow,
love this.
look at that. I love looking at those blueprints and stuff.
Yeah,
like
the blueprints are fun. Yeah, where everything goes. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that's why the
Voyager's a poopy ship.
The people on the new stuff, look at the blueprints. It's like Pike's Quarter. Pike's is got like
Pike's
a
Quarter
football
is like
field.
Mansion.
Yeah, it's like I wish my house was that big. Yeah,
so stupid.
Phantom Outsider says, "How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll lollipop?"
The world will never know.
I can right now. I can let you know that it is 5 cavities to get to the center.
First of all, the commercial cheated when having just 1, a 2, a 3, and then the little owl ate it. But one night, my kids and I, and when we were kids in the 70s, we couldn't take that for an answer, so we actually counted it. I know the actual number of how many, because some friends and I.
Oh, they did. Yeah, they did it.
My brothers, we counted it. How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? They always said the world may never know, but we know. I know the number. Would you like to know the number?
How much do I have to pay you?
I know it. I'll say it right now as a birthday present to you.
What?
Oh, awesome.
All right. This is all because it's his birthday. Otherwise, I wouldn't tell you any of this.
How much?
The number is 731.
Holy.
Wow.
731
I
licks.
can't count that high.
And how many cavities?
No cavities. It was the 70s. We didn't believe in cavities.
You mean back when no one was allergic to peanut butter? Because that was all we ate?
Cavities hadn't been invented yet. 42 is also the answer to life, the universe, and everything.
Right?
Yes, 42
but what
is
the question?
Answer. And then JT Kirk gave the other answer.
No one knows the question. The ultimate question. Oh, the question was, what do you get if you multiply 6 by 9? And he goes, 6 by 9? 42. I always said there was something fundamentally wrong with the universe.
Right?
Let's just round it to 735. One for every episode, a real trek. I love you, JT Kirk.
Yeah, I should have said 35, but the numbers always stuck with me that it was 731.
Larry, I bite at 42.
Yeah.
That's quite the statement. I bite at 42.
Now I want a Tootsie Pop. And I haven't in quite a while. Now I want one, thanks to you.
Those are good. Yeah.
Oh, man, I love them. Time. But see, that's why I can't get them, because I get a bag and make a. Well, the problem is, though, that's okay. I think this is something that probably has never really been dealt with, and it should be, folks. It's a very serious subject. The Tootsie Pop people always they don't put enough of the good ones in there. You buy the bag, and you go, purple's okay, red's okay, orange is okay, the chocolate ones are okay, but sometimes they got like a really hello there, Pleasant Valley. They've got sometimes they'll put like an exotic one in there, like a yellow one or a green one or a different, like a crazy flavor. And you'll like our cherry one even, and you'll like that. Well, I want more of that. Oh no, all I got left is a certain one.
Do you like the root beer? I love the root beer ones.
They don't have root beer ones. I never seen no damn root beer ones.
They have root beer ones? Yeah.
I'm not Tootsie Pops. Well, I'm not saying they don't, but I've never seen it. Any of the Tootsie Pops. I've seen chocolate. It was always in there in abundance.
Okay, I love it.
That's okay, but it's chocolate in chocolate, so it's always a last resort. And then you got the grape, and you got the strawberry one, and you got the orange ones. Those are the ones that are more. I like this. Every now and then you get a green one or a blue one or a couple of yellow ones, but there's no rhyme or reason to how many are in there. Root beer's the dum-dum thing.
I could have sworn there was maybe that's just one of those, what's the theory? The Mandela effect. I could have sworn I had root beer
No,
ones.
that's something.
Maybe I'm thinking just root beer. Maybe I'm thinking of root beer lollipops, I guess, or.
This is a serious issue now. You can laugh all you want, but they don't put the right, they don't let you choose your own what kind of Tootsie Pops you want. It's very random. Unless they're in a box or something. When you buy the little bags, though, let's see. Oh, here we go. Here, let me see something.
So it's like Tripwire then. Tootsie Rolls, Tootsie Pops are just like Tripwire.
They cheat.
Well,
All
what
right.
flavors are in there?
All right. Well,
What
they got some flavors in here. Let me see.
Yeah, show us the
This
flavors.
is-
Yep.
When you buy the bags, they just give you all the same standard flavors and stuff. Look, there's the old owl. See the owl?
Yeah, the owl. Yep.
The owls are not
Tootsie
what they
Pop
seem.
owl,
That's the
yep.
old commercial. 1, 2, 3.
3.
There it is. Eating. How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? The world may never know. Everyone remember that commercial?
I love that
Come on.
commercial. Yeah. Like, how come the
I-
banks didn't give out Tootsie Pops? They only gave out the cheap lollipops too.
You
When you
get
went
the
with Mom.
crappy thing. Yeah, Tootsie Pops are the
Yeah.
best. All right, look at this. Look at this here. I like the yellow one. That yellow, I can't remember what that yellow one is. That's a really good one, though. Just like a lemon one or something. But there's some weird, like, sometimes they come with different flavors. And I like the green ones. Blow Pops are different. There you go. Look at that.
So the
See, the-
original 5 flavor mix, they're saying chocolate, cherry, orange, grape, and raspberry. They're saying those.
Yeah,
according to the
that's
Tootsie
right.
Pop website, those are the original colors or flavors, I should
Oh,
say.
look, see, some of these have, look, cherry's a good one. Like, there's a watermelon one. That's a weird one. There's a blue one, a green one. Look at that. But you don't get to pick half the time. That's why I look when I pick up the bag at the store sometimes. I go, oh, there's no good ones in here.
Oh, you can buy grape. Oh, you can buy them all a 50 container bag of one flavor too. So you get grape. They're selling
Hey,
it
Dave.
now. Oh, they
What's
got
up, Dave?
caramel.
Grape,
Where's
watermelon.
caramel?
On their website, on Tootsie Pop website, shoptootsie.com.
That's weird.
Yeah, I got
Caramel flavor?
cherry. Yeah, they got chocolate,
Strange.
Listen,
orange,
Toots.
chocolate and
Toots.
grape combo. They have
Mm.
appleberry, wild
Wow,
blackberry.
that's weird.
Well, here,
My dogs are
About Huck-
3 pounds and 4 pounds.
About
And so their
Huckleberry?
poops look like Tootsie Rolls.
Oh,
So I don't
don't
eat
eat it.
Tootsie Rolls.
Wow, thank you for ruining Tootsie Rolls.
yeah,
It's funny
Might as well
because
go back to the damn
if they
owl.
go in their little pee-pee pad and I pick it up and I flush it down the toilet, sometimes when I'm walking down the hall, I sing to my husband, whatever it is I think I see becomes a Tootsie Roll to me.
oh no.
Now I'll never eat another Tootsie Roll. Thanks a lot. Not that I needed them, but just, you know,
It's a Maya
Tootsie Pops are
Paco
different, though.
Lola poop.
Tootsie Pops are different, though.
Yeah, so I
Hungry
didn't know
Boy
they had all
says,
those flavors. Yeah.
I bet someone from Paramount Sucker it Outhouse tries to make Tootsie the Owl into a monster of the horror film. Yeah, they probably will.
Well, that would have been good in the Orville. Imagine if the owl kind of attacked you right from the Tootsie Roll.
Well, you do know that the
commercial.
owls are not what they seem.
What?
But-
Is it owl
What?
poop or Tootsie
gonna try to lick you to
owl
death,
poop?
yeah.
That's come on, anyone get that reference? Let's see if someone gets it. The owls are not what they seem. In the chat, first one that gets it wins a no prize. Let's see how long it takes. Do 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 do.
Stephen M.
Start throwing trivia.
Raquel, I could have watched the whole stream tonight without knowing that. Yeah, every
Yeah,
time you
thanks a
see
lot.
like the really small Tootsie Rolls, like the tiniest ones they sell. Yep.
I can't believe no one got that one. That's weird. And it's not that obscure.
Someone will get it.
Wow.
So what's the
It's
line
too late
again?
now. They're trying to, the owls are not what they seem. But now everyone's Googled it. So, oh, well.
No, no one ever uses Google. We just search. We use
Every time I
Eric,
see
your
an
dog
owl, I
was
think,
103 pounds?
no, not Court of Owls, Eric K, but at least you took a shot at it. Didn't anyone here watch Twin Peaks?
no.
Twin
The David
Peaks,
Lynch
isn't that
show.
a restaurant with boobies?
No,
Nope.
in this case, the David Lynch TV series.
Oh, okay.
Nope, didn't watch that.
Wow.
Nope. The wife watched that one religiously, but not me. Yep.
It was weird.
I just wish I could go to the restaurant.
Yes, you should. Well, you will if you come down here.
Yeah.
Well, New Orleans
It
doesn't have
sounded
it. You have to come to
pornographic
Baton
to
Rouge.
me, so I wasn't interested. Twin Peaks, you say? I don't want to watch that.
That was a good show. Well, it was a weird show. Not really so much good, just weird. It was only good because it was so weird you couldn't look away from it. To be honest with you, it was David Lynch is like that.
Yeah.
Ah, there you go. So Andy's seen the show then. Who is the lady with the log? Who indeed is the log lady?
That's me. I'm walking down the hallway to the pee-pee pad to pick up the Tootsie Roll. The log is there. I pick it up, I flush it. And Kal-El says if you don't use Google, you don't use Google if you value your privacy. That is correct. The latest and greatest, of course, is Brave. If you value your privacy, please use Brave. And some people think that that's just a browser. It's not. They have a wonderful search engine. Simmy's 15 pounds.
You can buy a bag of one flavor.
Yeah, we go right to
Look
Tootsie.
how much it is. $17.
Well, everything's expensive now. I mean,
Pleasant Valley scene, Twin Peaks.
Yeah. Well, grape is the cheapest. It's on sale for.
I hated Twin Peaks.
$16.99.
Learn to make endings. Yeah, Lynch. Yeah. Yep. I hear you.
I don't like candy.
Oh, limited edition caramel.
What? Oh, caramel. I haven't seen
It's a limited edition. It's a special.
Oh, okay, gotcha. What do you mean?
I don't eat candy. I don't eat any form of candy.
A communist or something?
No, I just don't like candy. Maybe that's why I can crush as many cheeseburgers as I want, but I'll never be like a bigger than a size 2. I've never ever liked candy, and I don't know why. People are like, "Hey, try these Coke bottles," and I'm like, "Nah." And people are like, "Hey, try this
Coke
Tootsie
bottles.
Pop," and I'm like, "Ooh, sick."
Well, Coke bottles aren't candy; they're bottles with Coke in them.
It's log. It's log. It's big. It's heavy. It's log. It's log. It's better than bad. It's good.
What about
log?
No, what about? Oh, wow.
Look at this description here.
What about bottle caps? Is that what you meant now?
Bottle caps are good too. Yeah.
Yeah, do they make those anymore?
They must still make those. Yeah.
No, they don't make bottle caps anymore. Come on, that's the 70s.
No, they're called Coke bottles.
But listen to the description here.
Coke bottles. What do you mean Coke bottles?
Foreigners.
That must be a Canada thing.
It is.
Is it? Is it
Haribo. We get the Haribo, which I believe is Japan, and we have Coke bottles, and that's how you know they taste exactly like Coca-Cola, and they're shaped like little bottles. So it's like you go and get Coke bottles.
That sounds good, actually.
Yeah, this is you don't have to pick. Here's a whole bag full of just chocolate Tootsie Roll lollipops. No assorted flavors. The horrible ones you don't like. Just your favorite with chocolate on the outside and chewy Tootsie Roll center. It's a chocolate lover's dream.
Sorry.
So you could buy for 100 smack rolls. You can get 220 Tootsie Roll chocolate pops. Why don't we send that to Raquel? Right?
Chocolate ones are okay, but I like the ones with different flavors. The chocolate's on the inside. Chocolate wrapped in chocolate. It's kind of weird, but it's okay. But it's always want to eat last. And wait a minute now. Was it JT Kirk said? So they still do make bottle cap candies. Okay.
Thank you. I figured that would. Yeah.
As one immortal American once said, that's how you get diabetes.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't know.
Look at that wild
pop culture curator. I kept bottle caps for 10 years. See how they would change over time. They changed colors but never lost their. So you mean after 10 years you ate them? What is wrong with you? Are you crazy?
Just see if they survive a nuclear war.
They have to be the fresher shift, and even then, I can't tolerate them.
Shit, man! What the hell?
What? Wild mango berry Tootsie.
Gross.
They're out of stock now.
Oh, I've never heard of that.
Wild cherry berry. That looks good.
What's your favorite Clobbering Times? What's your favorite flavor?
Kind of like the cherry ones or the
cherry.
I never saw a blackberry.
The grape or cherry. Yeah.
Blueberry would be good.
Let's see.
I like how he's physically repulsed. Did you see the look on his face, folks at home? I could when he was like blackberry.
Yeah, the bottle caps. Yeah, these things are great.
There's bottle caps. Wow, they make bottle caps still.
Yeah,
Holy,
it's just
Jesus,
it's just the sugar, bag of sugar. You know, like
No,
you
it
know, I'm
isn't.
trying to have
They're
that
good.
bag of glasses, bag of sugar.
I haven't had that in ages. I like those. I didn't know they were making this.
Yeah. Oh, Wonka,
You
I
didn't
guess,
like.
makes them. Yeah.
I can't believe you didn't like any candy. Did you like snow caps?
I do not like
No
any
candy
form of
ever.
Oh,
candy
snow caps are the
whatsoever.
best.
Come on, snow caps.
You know what I love? I love chips
M&Ms. That's
and
not true.
dip
You eat
and
M&Ms.
popcorn and yeah, but you're Americans. Only my friends in Australia and my friends in the UK know what I'm talking
Snow
about when I
caps.
say we like
Right.
chocolate bars. We have chocolate bars. We don't
But
have
you like
candy
M&Ms. That's
bars.
candy.
Pardon?
I've heard say you've eaten M&Ms, and that's candy.
Yeah, but it's not candy in our country. It's a chocolate bar with peanuts in it.
M&Ms are candy.
Yes, those are candy. Yep.
Well, we don't
Aren't
consider
you?
that. We say chocolate. Like those are with chocolate bars.
Yeah, but that's like a chocolate bar is a chocolate bar. M&M's is like a
That's candy
candy
too.
that you pick at. Yeah.
Americans. It's
Chocolate
because
is
you're
candy.
Americans. I love you. But no, I will eat chocolate bars. I will not eat candy.
And Clabby, do
Well,
you
what
like the
about snow
big,
cap?
the big,
What?
you know, nonpareils? Or do
Where
you
the
like
hell
the
did the big
mini
snow
snow
caps come
caps?
from? I only like the little ones.
You
I
like the
never
little
saw the
ones,
big
yeah.
ones.
The big ones they sell
What
them
the
in the
hell is
fancy.
that, you
They
damn
sell them in
commies?
the fancy general store.
That's communist crap. I want the little ones, damn it.
That's great.
No, snail
International
Messiah.
communism.
The difference is that in America they use the term candy, and you're not allowed to do that in Canada or in the
Sweetmeat.
UK or in Australia because it has to be chocolate. If it's a chocolate bar, it's a chocolate bar. It can't be a candy bar here. That's why when you go to Safeway here and you see in the import aisle, it is actually labeled as import because a chocolate bar here has to be a chocolate bar. It can't just be all like liquid glucose and all these sugars and in the United States they call it a candy bar, right?
Well, see, now when you go to Switzerland, so the first time I was there, I'm Swiss. So they have like 4 or 5 rows of chocolate
Jesus
aisles. So
Christ.
this is what you get in Switzerland. So this is just like, and
Yeah.
it's the world's best chocolate. It was just so amazing. So they're just rows and rows of chocolate
Double
bars.
bubble gum? Yeah, oh yeah. I
Double
remember
it's
that
all,
double bubble.
it's
That
all,
was good
all,
stuff.
all chocolate bars. So it's just amazing. You know, when you go to the grocery store there.
I guess
there's
that's
just
not a
so
candy
many.
store.
No, this is the
Jill,
grocery store. This
I
is the
love you,
grocery
Jill.
store in Switzerland. So the grocery store would have like chocolate aisles because
Mhm.
we don't mess around in Switzerland, right?
Right?
So you go down and then
Jill,
you have
look
your
at Jill's.
favorites.
I know. I love it. I saw that baby burst out
M&M
laughing.
is a candy. They're little buttons in the bar. I'm with you on that, Raquel, but an M&M is a candy. They're little
Yeah,
buttons,
M&M's a candy.
not bars.
Yes,
They
no,
are little
Messiah.
buttons, yeah.
Like
They are buttons.
when you say that though, like I put that in the same category as I would put Glossette peanuts, which are chocolate covered peanuts. I put that in the same category as bridge mixture, which is just chocolate covered mixed nuts. And so because that's in with the chocolate bars, I just, as a Canadian, I think of that more as a chocolate bar than as candy. I understand why Americans call M&Ms candy, but just for me, when I think of M&Ms, I'm not necessarily thinking of the little candies like Americans are. I'm thinking of bridge mixture. I'm thinking of Glossette raisins, Glossette peanuts. I'm thinking about chocolate covered almonds, which M&Ms makes. So they put the candy coating on it, but it's generally in Canada. I've never seen it put in with a candy. It's always in with the chocolate bars. So while I totally understand why someone would call it candy, in Canada, if you're shopping for M&Ms, bridge mixture, glossettes, you're going to find that with chocolate bars. You're not going to find that with nerds and fuzzy peaches and all of the Canadian candy. That's the only reason why I'm saying that.
Oh, this is a good one. Oh, these are gooders. Those got like a honey
Mm.
flavor in the chocolate.
Whoa.
Oh,
What is
these
that?
are
It's got
that's
honey in there?
when we get
Oh,
when
wow.
we get these. Oh, these are
Oh,
those are
my.
good. Oh, those are really good with the honey flavor in there.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
those
don't
are so good. Yeah,
you don't have
so
to worry about
chocolate.
diabetes with this
You'll get-
stuff, though.
Nah.
Pleasant
Oh,
Valley.
wait, so
There's no sugar in
it's
any of this
called
candy we're
dye.
showing.
It's called dying. Yeah, and then
No,
No, there's no
this
sugar
is
in this
this
candy.
is a good one too. If you ever come across these,
This is all sugar
that's
free.
a classic. Yeah, it's sugar free. All you know.
All this.
Pleasant
vanilla-
Valley Picker. Cuban lunch originated in Manitoba, and then it became a huge thing in Alberta. So it's basically only known in 2 provinces. But when I sent a care package, it cost me just a little over $100 to send Nick Weiser, $100 Canadian, to send Nick Weiser a whole bunch of different like candy that or like chocolate bars or chips and stuff that all the international people like expats complain that they can't get outside of Canada. I went to those lists and I assembled them all. And one of the things I included for him was a Cuban lunch. So I sent it all to Nick Weiser, and there's a video of it, and you should watch it because it was hysterical watching him eat Canadian junk food. We had such a good time. We laughed, we howled.
That was fun.
So Cuban lunch, in case you guys want to know, Cuban lunch is a chocolate bar, but it's put inside of like a square muffin paper, and it is a mixture of like dark chocolate and milk chocolate. So I wouldn't say it's milk chocolate, and I wouldn't say it's dark chocolate. It's sort of in between. And then it's like, there are so many peanuts in it. It's like having a full handful of peanuts inside of it, and it's so delicious. And
why is it called Cuban though? Did you say that already?
It might have been a Cuban person who invented it. It could also just be
God
because
bless
that is
them,
a Cuban
because
thing.
this looks delicious.
Yeah, so this originated in Manitoba.
Cuban lunch.
And so it was just in that province.
Peanuts?
And then it went nuts, like
Pecans.
nuts. What
kind of nuts are in there?
No, it's just peanuts. Then it went nuts in Alberta. So this is like one of the most famous chocolate bars in Alberta. And now BC saying that there was Cuban lunch in British Columbia as well.
So here's a recipe. You can make them at home. You can try. It looks like a little bit like a fudge, but I guess it's not fudge.
It's not. It's pure chocolate, but it's not milk chocolate, but it's not bitter chocolate. And this freaked Nick Weiser out. He was like, this is really good chocolate, and it's not sweet, but it's not bitter. This is so good.
Yeah, yeah.
And JT Kirk, yes, anytime you want ketchup chips, honey, I will send you some ketchup chips. You just let me know.
Alberta woman brings back Cuban lunch chocolate bar after 30 years.
That's right.
Wow. God bless her.
Yeah, because it was so popular.
Oh, it was out of production for 30 years.
It was, yeah. Because, you know, we don't have a big population up here, but this is a Canadian-made thing, and yeah.
And you have your KD, and then you top it off with some Cuban lunch.
Well, KD is called KD for the same reason here in Canada, right? KD is craft dinner. We call it craft dinner. It's not mac and cheese because what you're putting on it is not cheese. It's not cheese. It's KD, like it's craft dinner.
KD, yeah.
But that powdery stuff is not cheese, so you can't call it mac and cheese here.
We brought it back to food again, didn't we?
We circled around. The circle is now complete.
Hungry boy, what the hell is a ketchup chip? We have ketchup chips. We have all sorts of chips up here that nobody else has. And so expats, international tourists, especially people who have come here from China and Japan, they go wild for the Canadian junk food, and everyone tries to take as much back as they possibly can. Those are not...
Jill, you forgot the word much on the end of that.
Too much, yeah. But you're showing something that's not true. Okay, now you're showing the true product. So this is the Canadian special. Old Dutch is a Canadian company. They're just Canadian chippies, and this is what we have. If you want to have real chippies in Canada, it's got to be Old Dutch.
But do you dip these in ketchup too, or do you just eat them?
No, it's that they're so powerfully tangy that they taste like ketchup.
No ketchup required.
No ketchup required. Nobody puts ketchup on them.
I try that almost.
Never heard of it.
I don't try new things ever, but yeah.
I actually think that they're the number one chip in Canada. I think you'd have to check the facts on that, but I'm pretty sure the ketchup is right up there.
Doritos ketchup. Jesus God.
Yeah.
I got to send these to my You remember we were talking about the my wife's side of the family that they put
Has
ketchup
Nick
on
seen
everything, like they put it on the filet mignon. We should send them a case of these from Canada. They would love them.
We
Has
also
Nick seen
have
that one?
we also have onion and garlic chips. Americans go nuts for our coffee crisp chocolate bars. They go nuts
Babe
for
Ruth.
'em.
Baby Ruth was named after Grover Cleveland's daughter, not Babe Ruth. But everyone
Yeah,
thinks
yeah.
about Babe
Yes.
Ruth.
No,
Yeah,
it was
so-
Babe Ruth. Yeah.
Yeah, Baby Ruth. Yeah, but people just think that. Well, you know, what's it?
Yeah, it was 20 years later after she had, it was 20 years after when Babe Ruth was his height of his popularity, but it had nothing to do with Babe Ruth, right? Yeah.
I didn't. Yeah, everyone probably just thought it was named after Babe Ruth, probably.
Yeah,
but,
it was just that they did that way. He couldn't. Of course, back then you didn't sue as much either, but today he would have. He would have sued. Yeah.
Did they ever name a candy after Wally Pipp? Anyone in? You get 2 no prizes in the chat if you know who Wally Pipp was. Everybody, go.
Oh, I can't take a first stab at that one. I don't know if I can get to second base. I think let's see. How
Yeah, Pleasant Valley Picker. I also sent him really expensive but shelf-stable versions of Canadian butter tarts, and of course I couldn't make them homemade for him because I knew they wouldn't get past the customs. So I couldn't send him the good ones, but I did send him the grandma variety that's made by Vachon. We did a little part on Nick's show talking about how they were Canadian bakers that started Hostess and Twinkies, and that those are all Canadian. Those are Canadian ideas. And then I introduced them all to Vachon. And I sent almost every variety that I could down to Nick, and he went wild for the Vachon products.
I'm afraid that's not it, Kirk. JT Kirk, but that's a good try. Wally Pipp, the commander rank that always seems to evade Councilor Campbelltoe until Decker Unit helped her get it. Wow.
Yep. It's true.
Just the Iron Horse took over for Wally Pipp. So
that's right.
So
it's a classic story in that people use in sports about how how if you lay down, there you go, Phantom Outsider. Huh? If you lay down on the job one day from getting sick, then somebody comes along and takes your job and you never get it back, like Lou Gehrig. In this case, he missed a couple days sick. Wally Pipp did, and Lou Gehrig took his job, became a legend. And no one ever talks about Wally Pipp unless they say, hey, he's the guy that lost his job to Lou Gehrig.
Right.
I guess the football equivalent would be what? Trent Green, Kurt Warner, or Drew Bledsoe to Tom Brady.
Tom Brady, right? Yep.
Yeah.
We have a question in the chat, and I'm just going to answer it. BC says, Raquel, can you send food overseas? I have a few overseas friends, but I'm not sure if it's allowed. How do you label the customs form? This is how you label the customs form. 100% honestly. You just have to make sure that you're not trying to send any seeds or grains or anything like that. You can't send anything like that. But if you send shelf stable stuff, especially junk food, all you have to do is just tell them, and then they scan it, and they obviously can tell that it's not drugs or anything contraband. It won't harm the country, and it will go through. And that's why I just wanted to make sure, if I were to send him Canadian homemade butter tarts, but he practically had an orgasm on the screen when he tried the butter tarts. I've never seen Nick love something so much. And I sent some to Mark as well as a gift because I just wanted him to have them, right?
Those are so awesome. Yep.
But one day I'm going to make them for you here, and you'll have the real deal here.
Thank you. Yep. You can't send quadrilateral kaolin either. Yep.
No, you can't.
The what? The what?
So, Raquel, they're picking this as the #1 chip in Canada. The Old Dutch.
I told you.
Agree with that. You agree
Old Dutch is a Canadian company, and they're amazing.
And they're picking these guys #2.
It's because Our Compliments is a no-name brand for Safeway Sobeys here in Canada, and almost all of their products are better than name brand stuff. So if you're going to have our compliment stuff, it's from one of our high-end grocery stores, Sobeys. That used to be IGA. And so that's why those are so pimp, because compliments is no name, but not really. In Canada, we have no name companies that are incredible with some of their stuff. So they do have no name stuff, but they also have premier stuff. So we have a company here called Loblaws, and they have something called President's Choice. And they make, I believe, the #1 cookie in Canada, because it's just basically like 98% chocolate. And so everyone just loves them. And I think they're called Decadent, President's Choice Decadent. So when you talk no name in Canada,
here we
have
go.
to be
President's
careful.
Choice. I guess, is that President's?
There you, so President's Choice, it seems like it's no name, but it's actually not. The President's Choice line actually tries to make things more gourmet than the name brand.
Wow. Well, that sounds pretty interesting. Yep. Never had chips, anything like that. Yep.
Just a brief update. We're at 35 votes. 46% loved it. 23%. Wow, this liked it was behind. Now it's moved up into second space just a little bit at 23% for liked it. It was so at 20%, and the 11% didn't like it.
Yeah.
So
yay!
Mm-hmm.
It's doing well, at least in public opinion. So
yeah. Don't accept second best, folks. Don't let anyone ever infantilize you or assume that they can be hegemonic, that they can show this dominance or this leadership to you in this type of setting. It's a corporation, it's corporate IP, it's Hollywood. This isn't a natural relationship to have with a viewer. So love that you are saying no soup for you.
No soup for you. Yep.
No soup for you. What the hell's that?
I was remoting back in because it got disconnected. Yep.
Oh, gotcha.
So we're checking on the orbit. It's still working. Oh, good. A lot of people that said their prints failed. So the nice thing is that the slicer. So what you do when you take your model, you download it from the internet, or if you draw it yourself, if you're like a artist like Steve Mitchum who draws stuff, you have to put it in a slicer. And the slicer translates it to work with a 3D printer, almost like, like if you're printing, literally printing something or going to like the machine to make it. So it's got to translate it. So a lot of people were saying this failed, but this model's like four years old, but Cura keeps improving. The slicer keeps improving. So see this, they call this a tree support here. So they added much better support. So thankfully, that's what I was worried about when it gets up to here. That would fail. So you've got to build these fake, parts of the model that are
then cut them away.
Then you cut them away.
Yeah.
So it looks like, knock on wood, this is still going pretty well. So but a lot of people said it would fail, at certain sections. So it looks like it's doing pretty well, thankfully. So that's good. Yep.
Yeah, Hungry Boy and Pleasant Valley Picker talking about the Nickgasm. Yeah, that I got to tell you, that guy loves food. And my husband and I get such a kick out of the way that he details what he likes and what he doesn't like about food. And it's funny. Yeah. I think he should have been a chef. He definitely does Nickgasm. Like one time he did a chicken sandwich review, and just watching him like eating it, he's like, he just has a passion for everything he does, and he's just hysterical, funny, sincere. He's a very, very beautiful person. I love.
We love Nick, man. We love Nick.
Guy.
If he's on tomorrow night, I'll hang out with him at his comic shop tomorrow night. So, Marker, what are you planning to do for your birthday? And how old are you? You're 60. What?
I'm 67. Yeah.
He's 1 million
Car 54.
years old.
Car 54. Where are you? Yeah.
Car
Jesus
54,
God. I never thought I'd get to be 50. 54 is old people.
I can't even remember back this far back as 54. So you're right.
Yeah. So I'm probably gonna put some ribs on the smoker for tomorrow. Gonna invited a few people over because we're having the in-laws are coming because we've got, and grandma's coming. So we got crazy birthdays in our family. So my birthday is the 17th. My sister's the 19th, and my dad, God rest his soul, was the 19th, and my mother-in-law's birthday is the 19th. And my younger sister's birthday was June 3rd, but she was due around the same time. But mom was in like a car accident, minor car accident, but so she had to give birth like a couple weeks early. So the joke was we all would have been born on the same freaking weekend. So we're having party on Saturday during the day. And and tomorrow night I'm probably going to watch the Despecialized edition on Star Wars. I think, there are a lot of requests for there are a lot of
God, I want to see that. I've never seen that.
A lot of requests for the Green Lantern movie, but I think since Ash can't get here, I think we'll probably watch the Despecialized edition. And I set up a backyard project. I have a screen on the back patio, and I attach to the house and put the projector outside, and I got stereo speakers set up out there. Of course, being the engineer, so I have all the cabling, so I just have to hook up the projector now, and I have the stereo going to the outside on the patio, and you can watch whatever you want to watch. So probably do Star Wars, I think. Yep, it's been a while since I saw that, and especially to get Obi-Wan out of my mind, just watch the original.
Yeah, I hear you there. That's
but
the
Specialized edition, if people don't know what that is, that's people went back. It's a project, and they took the laser disc and whatever they could find
crap out of it.
Yeah, and whenever they can find like different film people had films that they found and things like that. So yep. So thank you, Dave, for that happy birthday wish, and yeah, thank you everyone in the chat who's wishing happy birthday. Yep. Eric said he would make me a cake from scratch. Yep. Oh, you didn't make a birthday cake for yourself this year? No, you got. So, but that's always a fun. And my favorite. I love peanut butter and chocolate ice cream, so I'm gonna go to Baskin Robbins tomorrow and buy a couple of quarts of those. So
there you go.
And Mom makes usually ice cream cake for us, so probably to make it out of that. It's always fun to get together with friends, and I'll probably do some streaming on Friday night too. I'll see. I'm not sure what time, but either we'll do a Fortnite or a hangout or birthday hangout. Just to have fun. But maybe we'll do a birthday stream. Why not? Or just a hangout.
Yeah,
that's a lot of fun. Yep.
Well, let's see here. In your honor, how about we do a little bit of Spinning Rack Time Machine 54 years ago today, this week.
Oh,
it's the nearest we can narrow it down. And let's look at the comics that came out the week you were born. Let's see here, because they don't have anything precisely on the 17th, but they have on the 15th for that month. Let's see here. So here we go. All right. Wow, look at all these comics that came out the week you were born.
Cool. World's Finest 177. Wow.
Yeah, not quite. Let's see here. That was the week before. Let's start. Let's see. You got Casper. You got Hot Stuff. You got all these Richie Rich and Sad Sacks. But you got some cool stuff too. So I'm glad D-Bud's not here. Oh man, you got this new issue of the Metal Man. Wow, there you go. That's cool.
What day did that come out? June 18th. All right.
18th. Yep.
Wow.
So let's see.
I should have bought that.
Let's see. Do you own any of these comics from the? Oh man, look, Son of Tarzan came out.
I doubt I do. Yep.
Jake, sad sack is when you're riding a horse.
Yada yada. Wow, good one.
August 68. Yeah.
Okay, let's see. So you need to own at least.
Lost
at some
in
point, I
Space would
expect
be
you to
fun.
own some of these comics, huh?
Yeah, Lost in Space would be cool.
Yeah, the Space Family Robins. You should own at least some of these comics from the week you came out.
That one I got to pick up. That's a cool cover. I like that.
Gold key cover.
That looks good. Yeah.
Well, yeah, great cover of Heart Throbs. Says Hungry Boy. Looks like a Nick Cardy cover to me. There you go. You should own this comic book right here.
Falling in Love. Yep. I'm taken already. It's amazing how many romance comics there were back then. They always say comics were just for guys, but
Jay Pike. Well, these stupid romance comics that were coming out back then.
But I guess girls were reading these, right? I mean, I'm guessing.
Yeah, back then, girls, they were very sexist. They aimed at certain types of comics at girls and certain types of comics at boys. You should at least own this.
And only the ones
Yeah.
you could get at the used clothing stores and the church basement. If they were there, I would read the
Right.
digests.
You should own this issue of World's Finest,
Yeah.
by the way. Get right on that. Let's see. You should own this issue. Let's see. You at least should own one of these comics from the week you came out.
Mm-hmm.
Porky Pig, Hawkman. Let's see.
Yeah, Hawkman for sure. Actually,
Hungry Boy says-
Hmm?
Hungry Boy says, "Hey, I dig those romance books. They're great inking and great coloring." Sorry to interrupt
agree.
you, Clubby.
I know, I agree. He's right. Let's see. I guess the Lost in Space issue, you should have that one. You should probably have the Superman issue, which is a classic cover, by the way. But I
Nice,
guess
yeah.
you should at least have Brave and Bold, though. This one here, this Neil Adams cover,
Ooh, wow.
number 79.
Dead Man.
Yeah, so, with Dead Man in it. Yeah, so
June
there you go.
25th. Yep.
So what a month you had. But
Yeah, it was
let's
a good
see.
month. What was the Fantastic Four that month?
Let's
What
see.
a month your
I was about
parents
to
had.
check.
I wonder if I own that one.
Oh, you know what? You might have one from your month. Let's see.
I
Start
probably
at
have
the
the
beginning
FF.
here.
Let's see.
Got to find it. Let's see. All right.
I don't have Just
Okay.
Married.
I hope it's
Why not?
that I love you one with like the passionate. Look at that. There's
Well,
something
actually, you
going
know,
on
speaking
there.
of
No, he doesn't
speaking
know
of
that.
speaking of what a month, it was like all the ladies in the family were counting fingers to see when I was born. You know,
Uh-oh.
back then.
You have this Captain America
'Cause-
issue?
I don't have Cap 105. No. You know, because September to June, fortunately, was 9 months, but that would have been a little scandalous if, you know.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that Nick Shure Agent of Shield
You got the
number
Nick
4.
Fury issue.
That's a
great one.
classic cover.
Steranko, you need that one.
Oh, that must cost
that
a pretty
should be
penny,
there.
though, right?
Oh yeah.
I would
Steranko,
frame and put that up. Yeah.
one of the greats. Got Iron Man.
Let's
got that
see.
Spidey issue?
Nope, no, number 5. No, what number Spidey are they up to
Oh,
there?
I think I still have this somewhere. This King Kong, big old.
I might
gigantic-
have Spidey 64. Let me check.
You might have Spidey 64. Let's see.
I don't.
Oh, you might. D-Bud has it. Want to see some gold
Okay,
keys?
so send it over.
Gold key probably. D-Bud showed this one night when we were all when
I
the
don't
night when
thi-
Nick's
let's see
when they
if
were
I have
reviewing.
that one.
What about Thor? No Thors?
I don't have that issue. That's Mangog, or is that?
Yep. But Avengers. There you go. You have this FF.
Oh, I'm sure I have that. God, how much?
78.
I think I had. Yeah, I have that one. Yep.
There you
All right,
go.
so I got one. Yep.
So at least you got one comic for sure from the month you were born.
Yeah. That's a classic cover.
Let's
Thing
see
no
here.
more.
I know there's some gold keys here that Raquel would like to see. She likes those gold key covers. And I do too.
I
Let's see
love
here.
gold keys.
You whisper a lot.
I don't have 64. I have 57.
And you like
So,
Korak Son
and
of Tarzan.
61. I have 61. Yep. No,
There's a cool
I'm missing
gold key
that one.
cover.
Yeah, Raquel wants that one. Yep.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Did
Let's
Edgar
see.
Rice Burroughs write that?
Yes, they were usually adapting his stories
Wow.
with the comics. Yep. And of course, his name's all over it. Edgar Rice
Yeah.
Burroughs, Korak, Son of Tarzan.
Yeah, I would have that in a heartbeat.
Love
That's
it.
a gooder.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
a gooder. Yep.
Yeah, love me some Tarzan. And let's see, what's another? Again, another gold key cover. Space Family Robinson, Lost in Space.
Yeah,
a
that's
great one, yep.
gorge.
God, I love those
Gorge.
covers. Something
Fun
about
thing
a
you do
gold
is
key cover.
download the covers and print them on your printer too, which is nice,
Yeah,
and put them
Oh, yeah.
up. I've done that with a few of them. Yep. Oh, Detective
Not a lot of gold key
378.
this
That
week.
looks good. Oh, I Spy number 6. Yep.
Oh wow, yeah, that's gold key. It's a photo
Is that
cover.
Bill
but yeah.
Cosby?
Yep.
Ew.
And Robert
Culp.
Culp. I love Robert
That was
Culp. He was
before-
awesome.
Everyone said ooh about way before when people liked him. People
Ew.
liked Bill Cosby.
Did they still show the that show on TV, or is that off the air now?
like the Cosby Show or that or
Yeah.
I Spy?
Cosby Show. I wondered, did
I
they
don't
pull
know.
all of his stuff off the air? I don't know.
I bet they don't. I bet they don't show it.
Yeah.
much. I'm sure someone shows it. I mean,
Yeah.
Wouldn't be surprised if no one's showing it. Like Jake Wad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there you go.
Let me see how much that Nick Fury Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Is
What issue
going
was
for.
that?
Number 4, right?
Oh, there's a gold key
Is it
for
Agent
you.
of S.H.I.E.L.D. or is it Nick Fury?
It's
I
just
think
Nick
it's
Fury. There you go, Raquel. What's a gold key?
Wow.
Tarzan of the Apes.
That's a nice one. Yeah.
That's absolutely, that's
No.
perfection right there. That's beautiful.
Love those old covers.
That is true popular culture right there. Just absolute gloriousness.
And this. You can never say this too much.
Nope.
Boris Karloff magazine. This gold key cover right there. Boris Karloff.
I do actually have that as a reprint, the Nick Fury from the Marvel Legends for the Nick Fury toy. That they did a reprint of that.
Yeah, I have the. Oh yeah, reprint. Of course, I have the.
Yeah,
I have it reprinted. That's been reprinted about 10 times.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. 140 smack rolls. So not too bad. Not too bad. If anyone wants to send that to me for my birthday. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Yes.
You heard it, folks. Send your doubloons.
No. Don't send
Mark.
Don't send anything. Nothing. But that's the fun of collecting too. Sometimes you find some fun things and you come across them. Yep.
Yep. I tell you what. Just for Raquel, I was trying to find some gold key for you, mag covers. But where are they? Where'd you put the gold case off? Where are you? They probably have it under Dell.
Is the gold key label at the top? Is that a hot linked? If you mouse over the gold key label up at the top and you just click on it, it might be hot linked.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah, but I was trying to get some covers.
Let's do it. Clickety click on any of these.
I have to do it with the newsstand.
Oh.
So we can get covers.
Who?
An outfit though. The DT. What year? What? Let's see. You don't have to tell us the year you were born, Raquel. You can tell me in the private chat.
Nope, I will never put that on the internet. But I will.
Okay, you heard it, folks. She was born in 1922.
Exactly.
Oh, 2022. Exactly. I'm sorry. I'm just kidding. We'll pick. I'm just trying to pick.
Let's pick a window. Let's pick 1969.
She's so young, everybody, that Gold Key was out of business by the time she was born. So
1969. We'll give you. I will give you an approximate date.
Now we'll pick Mark's year since it's his birthday. Let's see.
68. 66. All right.
Just kidding.
Good year for Mustang. 66.
Oh, you're gonna bring up the ponies again.
Yeah.
The rotten outfit.
Yeah.
All right.
Going around in your cool car with your coolness.
Cool kid, yeah.
The cool kid.
Yeah, who loved Star Trek. Who had a Batman bumper sticker on it. It was so cool.
Yeah, I'm sure that lowered your cred substantially.
I like a Dr. Solar cover. Man, Dr. Solar, Man of the Atom.
That's gorgeous.
That's true. Raquel is 25.
I am. In my mind, yes, I am.
I got a buddy of mine that actually owns this comic. You know how much this sucker's worth now? Well, maybe not much anymore, but I think it's probably up there some. Cool.
So what was that, like a compilation of all the superheroes that were coming out? Or?
Yep. It's a tie-in. Look at that,
Nice.
man. Long Ranger number 10. Wow, look at that cover. Oh, goodness.
Oh, wow.
I love that.
That's
that
beautiful.
is outstanding.
Wow. And they didn't even, it's tough to figure out who did what. So a lot of, look, Man from
Who
Uncle
cares?
cover.
Just buy it all.
Man from Uncle cover. Photo covers. That was a cool show. I need to go back and watch that again. It's forever. There's Turok, Son of Stone. Wow.
Nice. But the Lone Ranger one is the best that you've shown us
Oh
tonight.
God, yeah, that's one of the best.
Far
ones.
and away, gorgeous, the best. Absolutely outstanding, unbelievable, mind-blowingly gorgeous. Although this one is nice too.
Oh yeah, Twilight Zone.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that Lone Ranger one again here.
I could easily be convinced to buy every single Twilight Zone ever made, but this is something. What you're showing right here, right now.
That's fantastic.
This is a whole other level. This is a whole other level of art creation.
Love me some Lone Ranger too, and there's the Guy Williams Zorro, the best one.
Ew.
Yes.
Walt Disney. Ew. Disney minus. I just don't like Disney anymore. They're bad people. Anti-derivative Jill says, all the gold key. I want some Twilight Zone. Yeah, imagine, Jill. Like, we're just a couple of nerds hanging around with these geeks. They know all this stuff about comics. We know all this stuff about academia. But if you want to get us, right? That's how you get us, with those gorgeous gold keys. And give me some Twilight Zone.
There's a Korak. I love that cover right there.
Yeah,
bop, bop,
nice.
bop, 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 bop.
There's
a Tarzan. Bop, bop.
Oh, that's nice.
Wow.
That's nice.
Oh, man. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. I always like Mars Patrol. They have the coolest covers on Mars Patrol. Look at that. Dang.
Denying me. Why don't you take a rope?
Hang me. I love Magnus Robot Fighter. Wow, crazy cover for Magnus right now. That's a weird cover for Magnus. Mighty Samson. Let's see. Twilight Zone. Oh, how about Ripley's Believe It or Not?
That's such a cool museum to go to.
Yep. Yeah, there's Lost in Space. Oh, look at this cover.
Yeah, Lost in Space. That is a really, really, really nice, outstandingly cool cover.
Indeed.
Nothing you would ever want, like where you sleep. You don't want that, because when that thing goes Dorian Gray, you don't want it anywhere near you.
Alex Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea cover.
Gorge.
Yeah, that's a nice one. Let's see if we can find another Twilight Zone for Jill. Then we will get out of here with these covers. But Jill deserves another Twilight Zone before we get out.
Well, you guys made me hungry, so it's actually your fault.
You're hungry?
Yeah.
What for?
What's this?
Well, after all that chocolate talk.
Why are you hungry?
That was the Walt quality Disney. You should watch the original Zorro series. It is
that was good. That's a real one.
I remember the original Zorro series from when I was young.
Oh, yeah. Love it. There's a great Boris Karloff cover.
I also love The Outer Limits, Jill.
Oh, yeah. And how about this cover? RAQUEL #2.
Where, honey? Oh, my. Do I have #2? No, I don't have #2.
That one. I don't think so.
I don't have #2. I would have to check my stack, but let me go check. Hold on.
Really? That's pretty old, but you know, I don't think so. She's got the stack right there.
Let's see.
So we can find the.
I don't have #2.
No, that's pretty old one. I was trying to find.
But walking on the floor did completely freak the dogs out, because they're like, "Mom, show's over."
Yeah, we're gonna get out of here. I was just trying to find another Twilight Zone for Jill, but
Jill and I are just going to collect all the gold keys. That's what we're going to do. We're just going to collect all the gold keys.
Look at that. Another Lone Ranger cover.
That one pales in comparison to the other one.
It does. It does pale. It does pale face. Let's see here.
Oh, there's a nice.
There you go. Look at that.
Yeah. See,
they're here. Aliens answer an ad.
All of these.
Aliens answer an ad. It's a cookbook.
Just a cookbook.
Oh, shite. Well.
Aw, Dave says, please stop. I need chocolate now because I need comfort food after seeing some of those comics I used to have. Heavy sigh.
Sorry, Dave.
Sorry. Well,
love you, Dave. Sorry, honey.
one more for Raquel here with a couple of that's pretty interesting discovery on while stuff in space.
Well, to me, this is highly collectible. I don't like collecting things. I'm just not a collector, but I would definitely, I consider that highly collectible. This is gorgeous, ridiculously gorgeous, perfect.
I'm not a collector either. I'm more of a hoarder. So there we go. Well, let's see here, folks. Let's have a progress check on what Markle Leader's doing.
Yep. It's still rolling.
I am going
to have a very happy birthday with your family.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Everybody here loves you. You're so kind to everyone, and you always have something interesting to talk about, and you're always here to help everyone, and everyone really appreciates you. And I'm very happy that you were born, and I'm very happy and honored to have you in my life and to call you my friend. And I hope your family spoils you, because you certainly deserve it.
Oh, thank you. Same here. Much. It's been great time hanging out with everyone. It's been so much fun being on these shows and sharing things and becoming friends with people. And the internet is truly a great thing too. As much as it can be used for bad, but there's being able to meet people and stay in touch and having a virtual con every night, I guess you could say, is just so much fun, and much appreciated, and just love hanging out with you guys, and really appreciate hats off to Clobbering Times for being so welcoming and having such a great show, and
thanks, man.
You got a great group of people here, and
we got an amazing group.
A reflection on you. It all starts at the top. So
it totally is. Psychologists call it like introverts being adopted by extroverts. I feel like I got adopted by Clobby and as a friend, and now like I know all these people, and as an introvert, I never would have reached out and had real friendships with anyone online, and it's because I'm a typical introvert. I would have
never guessed you're an introvert, though. From
I got adopted by Clobby.
Well, I would have never guessed you was an introvert either. So
yeah, never thought that. Yeah, so
absolutely. So because you speak so well all the time, and you don't seem to be afraid of anything when you talk. You just talk, and introverts don't like to speak in public, do they?
Yeah, they don't mind. I think that people sometimes mistake being shy for being introverted. And when you're introverted, it's like if you're around people who are intelligent and they like to talk about subjects instead of people, and they like to discuss ideas, and they hold your interest, and they're engrossing, interesting people, then you're able to be very, very enthusiastic. But at the end of it, you sort of walk away and you're like, okay, I'm done peopling now. And then you could go into a cocoon for a week and not talk to anyone. So I never conflate being shy with being introverted.
Right. Okay. I hear you. I'm shy, but you're introverted. So there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, I've closed up the poll, everyone. At 35 votes, it stays at loved it, 45%. All right. For Mortality Paradox, it is the latest episode of the Orville. Liked it, gets 22, is in at 22% in second place. In third place is it was so. That's 20%, and didn't like it is at 11%. So you only get 4 choices. So I have to word it a certain way to give everybody to be as close as we can to getting people's views and stuff. So
no, that's pretty good that way. Yeah.
That way, it kind of covers most of it, I think.
So 67% of people were pretty happy. Yep.
Yes. So there you go. Well, look, we're gonna get out of here, folks. We'll do a couple of show notes again, just to let you know. Tomorrow night I will be over on I might, hopefully, if Nick's even doing a show, I'll try to be at his comic show. In the morning, though, actually, first thing in the morning, 8 p.m. 8. I always habit saying p.m. in the morning, which is a.m. dumbass.
Yeah. Loki with his awesome morning show.
Yeah. Also, that's what a.m. means. Awesome morning. So 8 a.m. in the awesome morning, I will be on Loki's show for our weekly review of the latest episode of the Orville.
He's being sarcastic, folks. He's a night owl, just like the rest of us.
Oh, I'm not gonna get any sleep now. I just realized that now. I didn't get any last week, and damn you, Loki.
We can catch up on Ms. Marvel.
Yes, you can.
Can't yell at me because it's my birthday.
Let's see. Anyway, where were I? Anyway,
the big old poop.
The what else we got going on?
The poo ride.
So, that, and then Saturday night Star Trek will be just about basic open Star Trek talk. No reviewing episodes, so you're spared sitting through 4 episodes of TNG this week. But where else?
So no poo ride this week, folks.
No poo ride this week. No,
I'm never gonna let that one down.
The Sunday night, I don't know. I think I might be over there with DC. I don't know, but either way, Mark has got Sunday Night Geekery.
Yep. Special birthday edition. Yeah.
Special birthday edition, 10 p.m. Central, Eastern. With the Central. Sure. No.
If I'm back on time on Sunday, I will try to be there because it's an important weekend for you and stuff. But if I'm back on time, I sure hope I am because it's been so long since I've been on your show, and I love that show. That show is so fun, and I love hanging out with you.
Thank you.
Yep. Any closing
if you can make it, you can make it. Yep.
Any closing words, number 1?
Please follow Mark. And if you need anything, if you need to make something, please commission him to make it. And he'll be honest with you about whether or not he can render it, and he'll do it to perfection. Clobby, I love you. Thank you for creating this space for us. You're my Star Trek soulmate. I just love you with all my heart. And I want to thank all of our wrenches who have to work their tails off these days because it's nasty what's going on in our chat. I wish YouTube would do something about that. And I want to thank everyone in this community for creating just marvelous conversation that is just so much fun. Thank you for the laughs. Thank you for the exchanges. Thank you for your thoughts. I appreciate you so much. And have a great weekend, and happy Father's Day to all the guys out there.
Any final words, birthday boy?
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you for all those great birthday wishes. Much appreciated. I'm sure I'm going to have a great day tomorrow. Maybe I'll take the day off of work. No, just kidding. But it's always fun to, birthdays are a little silly, but it's always fun to, just everyone, takes note of your day and get an extra special meal, so, sometimes we have, you're not a fan of the sea bugs, Clobby, but either lobster or king crab, or, you get something special and you get a cake. And of course, you get all those cool Funko Pops that your kids give you. No, hopefully I'll get, I've got my
Funko Pops.
I've got my ridiculous, if you saw my birthday list, it's a running joke in the family. It's like, it's always easy to find something to buy for Mark, because, other people are like, what the heck am I going to get, so-and-so, I'm going to get them a sweater, So for me, it's always that's the good thing about having all these fun hobbies. There's no shortage of ideas, but it's not about the gifts and the stuff. As I always say, it's always about family and relationships and friends. Because the stuff is good, but in the long run, I don't mean to sound like a hypocrite because I do have a ton of fun stuff. But it's in the end, it's family and friends and spending those times together. And I'm sure we'll have a blast, like watching Star Wars tomorrow night. And then you quote the movie, and then I'm going to yell at someone, "Stop quoting the movie! You're not Mark Hamill." Let's listen to what Mark. We have quote wars, but that's what's fun. Spending it with your kids and your family, and just taking the time and stop all the hectic stuff. And things in the world aren't great right now. Unfortunately, I'm dreading my keep looking at my gas gauge. Maybe I'll ask for gas money for my birthday. I'm worried I have to go get gas in my truck next week, so I'm going to start riding the motorcycle a little bit more to work.
Well, what you have to do is you have to start charging admission for people to come and see your curiosities, and then you could quit your job.
Yeah, that would be fun. Yep. But yeah, so everyone, yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for making it a special night, and it'll be a special day. So just appreciate that, and everyone have a great day tomorrow. And I'll probably stream maybe late night Friday, and then of course the Sunday night geekery. So maybe it's like Dave's in the chat. We might do like a Fortnite birthday stream and just have fun there. So maybe Klobby, you can just join us for fun if you're around later.
I'll see what I can do. You mean tonight?
Yeah. No, tomorrow night. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah, I guess I would be. Tomorrow, late night Friday night.
All right.
You get our time zones straight here. Yep.
Well, happy birthday to you, dude, and happy birthday to you that is. And all right, anyone, before we say our goodbyes, just want to say that anyone who has watched later on a download or just lurked, we don't thank you all enough, and we should. Really appreciate it. Anyone out there who just sees this later and watches, we really thank you so much for that. Or if you're, again, if you're just lurking, you can't really do much with. If you're just not the chatting type, thank you for being here. So, the wonderful Jill, love you, Jill. Thank you for being here tonight. Apollo, Pleasant Valley, Hungry Boy, Ace Cast Iron popped in as well. So many wonderful friends who were here tonight. Dave, Pleasant Valley, already said him. Phantom Outsider, JT Kirk, Kal-El. Let's see who else. Pop Culture Curator, Pop Culture Republic. Come on, man. I should not have tried that.
Man.
I can't remember them all.
I can't remember. And then I forget. My memory's so bad I can't remember who you said just a few seconds ago.
JT Kirk. Yes, thank you, buddy. Wendy Webb.
Did you say Dave?
I did say Dave already.
These are the Daves I know. These are the Daves I know.
Wagner.
Yes, indeed. Eric K, Chris Persia, J-Man.
Wokebreaker
was here. That's right. Wokebreaker was here.
Snail Messiah.
Snail Messiah. Mr. Angel popped in for a second there earlier. Oliver Belamonte was here. Rob Altus was here. I did not know that earlier. So I just saw that.
Hey, Rob Altus. I did not know that.
I did not know that. Oh, Steve Mitchum was here.
Rogue Disney. Did you say
Rogue Disney was here? Thank you, Rogue Disney, for popping in.
Dadman.
Larry, Dadman. Did Keely pop in earlier? I remember it wrong.
Yeah, Keely did pop in.
Keely Chow popped in earlier.
Scotty R37.
Scotty was here. Orville Nation. I didn't know you snuck in there. Poor PJ with Orville Nation. I never said anything. I never said hi to him. I must have missed. I was looking at the other screen at the time. You guys didn't say anything to PJ. You let him go out having a hello. How dare you?
PJ, I love you. I didn't even see you on my side of StreamYard.
Let's see here.
Cassandra Beacom.
Yeah, Michael Beacom, Cassandra Beacom. Yeah, absolutely.
Ace Cast Iron was here.
The great Ace Cast Iron was here, yes. I think I already said Kal-El, he was here, but yes.
Yeah. Could not be reached for further comment, I think you said.
Was he?
Yep, I'm scrolling back. Yep,
could not be reached. All right, could not be reached. Hey. Appreciate you. Andy Masterson. Reached him. We did reach him. We reached, brother. Andy Masterson, thank you.
Zachariah
did pop in. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna go ahead and just hope that was everyone. If we missed anyone, everyone, blame only me. I'm an idiot. Would never leave anyone out on purpose. That's for sure. We hope you all know me well enough to know that we wouldn't do it on purpose. But we are going to get a Tim's Talk. That's right, Tim's Talk.
Yeah, Tim.
We'd like to get a mention to everyone that we can because we appreciate you so much. Just sometimes you just don't. You can't remember everybody. Pop culture. Oh, this Comic Relief Crusader was here.
Yep.
Yeah, see? So, yeah. Max Redstone popped in for a second. Hey, Max. And I'm going to go ahead and just take the chance that we got them all. I don't know, but I hope we did. And everyone, please have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and please join us for Saturday night. Thank you so much. Enjoy these final messages, these wonderful, important messages, and then our end credits, and have a fantastic rest of your evening. Cam, thank you.
I protest. I am not a merry man.